you, baby. Don't let him rain on your spark. Keep it close to your heart. All of the pressure's gonna drive you crazy. Close your eyes to the madness. In the morning, it's all gonna vanish. Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you. Not every light is gonna guide you.
Yeah, when I blow up, I'ma soar high like Peter Pan. In real life, be living out my dreams. If I'm waking up, it's in a foreign land. Whole wrist covered up in ice. Dealership, never ask the price. I hit the mall and ball with my dogs. Yeah, I swiped it once without thinking twice. Cause this what I was made for. Man, I know this what I came for. On a big stage, couple thousand people, and they do whatever I say so. Have chicks that color of the rainbow. Yeah, chains on me like Django. Be a long way from my tank low. Cause my Tesla charge for them bank rolls. And I'm grinding, money on my mind, and I'm headed to the top. I won't stop until I find it. Write my name in diamonds, but all these lights are blinding. I wonder, is it worth it? Feel like I'm losing my mind. Yeah, remind me.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you, baby. Don't let him rain on your spark. Keep it close to your heart. All of the pressure's gonna drive you crazy. Close your eyes to the madness. In the morning, it's all gonna vanish. Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you. Don't be afraid, don't be afraid.
Look, since I blew up, everybody telling me that I'm the man. Same people gave me the finger, they reaching out for me to give a hand. In a different city and my pills came, cause this tour don't happen, I feel pain. And the girl with me say she down for life, but she don't even know what's my real name. Just try to get what she came for. And ain't nothing I got safe though, cause when the money go wild, everybody get a piece. But it's looking like I ain't on the payroll. Got a big house made out of Play-Doh, and a plastic crown for my halo. But still a long way from my tank low, cause my Tesla charge for them bank rolls. And I'm grinding, money on my mind, and I'm headed to the top. I won't stop until I find it. Write my name in diamonds, but all these lights are blinding. I wonder, is it worth it? Feel like I'm losing my mind. Yeah, remind me.
Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you, baby. Don't let him rain on your spark. Keep it close to your heart. All of the pressure's gonna drive you crazy. Close your eyes to the madness. In the morning, it's all gonna vanish. Don't be afraid of the dark. Be careful with stars. Not every light is gonna guide you.
dreaming about the next time. When it's gonna happen again, cause I just wanna have fun. Come and pick me up, meet me at the spot. Up all night, to the sunrise. Pop back cool, get ready for the ride. Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? Don't it feel good? How you feel? Turn it up a notch, pop up clean room. Everyday celebration, take a trip vacation. You deserve a day.
Welcome back to ESL Pro League Season 18. It's the start of Group D, and I'm going to come join up with Eternal Fire. What's up, boys? Major, Waxic, how we doing?
Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you?
I guess the first question that everyone wants to know right out of the gate is you guys just played Cloud9 2 days ago, lost to them in the Blast qualifier. They're your first match in this group. Excited for revenge?
Yeah, I think we want our revenge. We eyed all the tactics, so now we're gonna show out the tactics. No, we're ready for revenge. Yeah.
Cool. And for you, are you excited to get back into this ESL Pro League?
Yes, of course. I miss this place a lot. Like it's really good feels to be back here again. And as you said about mentioning about Cloud9 game, like it's gonna be really revenge game.
Whenever we speak with you guys, it's about finding consistency and finding your form. And it's been a while since we've seen you at a big tournament. So has the time off been good? Has the online play been helping you guys find a little bit more of yourselves?
Yeah, I think playing online will help us, but we'll always be underdog. To be honest, I think if we have good days, will be able to win. But yeah, it's online games helping us to be better, of course.
And you guys have been so many different rosters and actually so much experience that you guys have over the years with all these different rosters. How's it feeling now compared to some different times in the past?
I think it feels like we just finish the puzzle, but it might not be as well. So it's gonna be show the results if we play good, if we just be consistent in the future as well. Like we will understand everything is done for the team. But as you guys know, there's not too many players in Turkey which one in the scene playing. That's why it's a bit hard. That's why we were doing the changes and just trying to find the fit roles to the players.
Actually, that was going to be my next question. You guys basically are Turkish Counter-Strike, essentially, at least to our knowledge. And you have a new young 18-year-old fragger. Is this you bringing up the next generation of Counter-Strike players in Turkey?
Yeah, we helping. Like Woxic say, Turkey scene has not a lot of player because the young players goes to Valorant. To be honest, because there is not a lot of there is not a lot of place in Counter-Strike anymore in Turkey. We have the chance to have an academy teams where there is really talented, and we give the chance to Wikidia to play with us, and we helping him to grow up as a player. And I hope he's gonna be the next Xanteres in few years. It's the things we want. I believe in him. It's gonna be the first land for him. So it's very the first land we did 2 weeks ago a Serbia land, but it was not smaller. Smaller. It was not a land like this in this competition. So it will be the first big event for him. So I hope he will enjoy it. He will learn from it, and I really believe he will play well.
Sounds like the Turkish and North American scenes have a lot in common. We have the same kind of Valorant thing going on. But do you guys have some hopes that CS2 is going to reinvigorate the scene? Is it feeling like that in Turkey is gaining some excitement and some steam to help grow the scene back up?
Yeah, I really think CS2 will bring a lot of players from Valorant to CS2 because the system in Valorant is not really well. It's not like Valve, I think, from our opinion. So I think there is a lot of players in Valorant who not success because there is not a lot of tournament there. They cannot show themselves. And I think CS2 will bring a lot of Turkish players back. And I think we're going to have a lot of more players to find, to discover, and maybe multiple Turkish team maybe we will do in the future. My hope is that I hope one day Turkish esport will grow up, and then CS2 we can be a consistent country in esports, not underdog but favorite teams. I hope.
Wox, have you dabbled in CS2 at all? Have you played it at all?
Yeah, I played around 2 or 3 months, and I really enjoyed. I feel really good because there's new upcoming game is just fresh game, and everything will be started from like at the beginning.
Are you like me? Are you old enough to the point where you were competing at MR12 way back in the day, or was that after your time? Am I just very old?
Yeah, I competed yeah, playing like 20 years old. It's been 20 years, so I played MR12. But I think MR12 is like you need to win the pistol round and not making so many mistakes. So it's not a good thing for us. But we will. I think it's better for the viewership. I think. Because some games are very long, you know, BO3 sometimes it's during 4 or 5 hours of BO3, so maybe MR12 will be maybe better for the viewership, and for player we need to adapt, and they need to adapt the economy also. We need to fix some things. I think I hope Valve will listen, and it will be great.
Have faith. Well, thank you, boys. Good luck against Cloud9. Good luck this week. See you, everyone. Lin Vision, what's up, guys? Playing ping pong. I need to speak with you first on your phone really quick. Something easy. We want to know how to pronounce your name.
Yes. My nickname is Zhang, and my nickname, you know, is my real name.
Okay.
And for the Chinese, very funny my name, and very funny.
Why
and
is it funny?
because Z for the Chinese the talk like a. My first name is my family name is Zhang, and my second name is Sike, and Zhang is Z, like a ZHANG Z, and 4 1 2 3 4 4 and for the Chinese talk like a S, and something like a S talk like a for Chinese, and SKR 4KR is skirt. And my family name, no, my real my name is Sike, right? And skirt and skirt and something funny, you know. That for Chinese they will easily understand this, and that's why my nickname is Zhang Skirt. Yeah, Zhang Skirt. Okay.
And that's how you want us to say it. That's how you want us to say it on the cast. Jansker.
Yeah, Zhang Skirt is my nickname.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
My English is not so good. Sorry.
No, it's great. Thank you so much. We wanted to clear things up before the event began. We got you, Jansker. It's felt like a weird year for VP from the outside. It feels like you guys have had a pretty chill year as compared to previously.
This season was, I think, actually good. The summer season was good. We had a lot of smaller events, and it was Riyadh, and pretty nice. We are almost top 10 right now without blast invitations, but I think it's generally we feel good. And if we don't count Paris Major, generally it's a good year.
Well, it felt like after not seeing you guys for so long at Gamers 8, it felt like you guys didn't miss a beat. You guys were still the same really frustrating team to play against, really tough to play against, long games. How do you keep a team like that in all online competitions? How do you keep them ready to continue playing at a high level?
I think it's all about experience, because even if we don't attend to any tier 1 event, but we played a lot before, sometimes it's better to not attend. And also it was time to add Mir to us, and we need to create new strats, new everything, and we need time, because I think our structure need more experienced players, and it's not like just strats, it's just the understanding of the game, and it always takes more time to new player when he is coming to us.
I'm going to ask you the same question we've kind of touched on with all the other teams. Have you dabbled at all in CS2? Have you started looking ahead to the future and kind of testing out the new game and seeing a couple tricks here and there?
No, I think we didn't play it. Maybe some players played some hours, but I still think that it's need some time to be more ready. Yeah. But generally we feel that it's maybe last CSGO event. We are in history. And I was at time when 1.6 was. And hope everyone will go to new game even faster, because it's a new environment right now.
And when we don't have that weird 1.6 source, everyone coming to one game.
Yes, it will be more faster. A lot of events, it's new energy. New 10 years of new high-level Counter-Strike.
10 more years of awesome Counter-Strike. Cool. Well, thank you, Dastan. Can I come in and talk with you?
can, but
Real quick, have you tried CS2 at all?
I'm not trying too much, but it's like not good at the moment because it's shit sounds, shit, uh, how, как этот называется? Interface, shit's interface, and not good.
Okay, cool. How are you feeling coming into the event now? You've got a little bit of time off. Now you get to come in here to ESL Pro League.
We are feeling good. We are prepared before this event, and I think we are much stronger than in Riyadh right now.
Cool. That's all I have for you. Thanks, Flit. Appreciate it. James, can I come grab you for a second real quick? Scoot that bad boy over. What have you been doing in the downtime? You had Riyadh, and now you guys have been just kind of hanging out and chilling.
I don't understand.
What have you been up to since Gamers 8? What have you guys been doing? Have you just been practicing or just hanging out?
Yeah, we're practicing every day. We had only 3 days, and we spend this time on media days for VP.
What's you have a pretty active YouTube channel going on right now in Counter-Strike. You're always uploading demo reviews and different tricks and things that you see in games. What's the plans for the future? Are you going to hit it hard when CS2 comes out?
Yeah, sure. I'm waiting CS2 because nobody cares about CSGO right now, and me too. Yeah, I'm just waiting.
Have you played it at all?
Yeah, I play it on my stream for games only. It's like only beta, I think. Everything's so bad. Movement, I don't know, aim, grenade, interface, sounds, everything to need fix. But it's only beta. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll let you guys get to it and enjoy your media day. Good chatting with you. Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
They finally released me from the dark old hidey hole that is a single set, and this is my opportunity to shine. My first lobby, and I've got the big dogs of G2, some of which are playing some ping pong, some of which are shooting each other, some of which are just chilling out, maxing, relaxing here on the couches. Swanee, you just caught a bullet from somebody. Who was that?
I don't know, it was probably Hunter. He was shooting pretty sharp. I hope he shoots the same tomorrow. Because that one hurt a lot. That was fucking good.
There's so many different vibes going on with the team right now. We've got Manasi playing some ping pong. Who's the best ping pong player in G2?
Definitely not Manasi. I think it's probably Ruff who's the best player.
Who's shooting, man? There's so many people. She's getting aggressive over here. Hooksy, you've had a few weeks off now between events. You've had 3 weeks. What have the team been up to during that time?
We we had about a week off, which was nice. Then we had a week of online practice, and then a bit over a week of boot camping. So time well spent.
And you had some personal time off as well. Did you get up to anything fun outside the server?
Well, for me personally, I just enjoy being home, and I don't know. I guess the most exciting thing I did was going on a fishing trip. So yeah, that's it. But no, it was mostly about relaxing. So yeah.
And what's the biggest fish you caught? Give me an indication with your hands. How big? Nothing. You caught
nothing. I was mostly there for the beer and the silence.
You know what? I don't blame you. Yeah. Nico, did you get up to anything exciting over your break time?
Over my break time? Well, as Rasmus said, vacation 7 days. Just relaxing a bit from CS and everything. Nothing too crazy. And yeah, just was hoping to get back to the CS as soon as possible.
How do you keep up with the energy of all these guys around here? Have they been like caffeinated up, monstered up this morning? Because 2 different vibes going on.
Yeah, everyone seems to be excited once we got in the lounge. Everyone's having fun, which is pretty good vibes going to the tournament. And hopefully it's going to stay like this once we actually get on the server.
Obviously, CS2, there's been so many updates going on during this period of time. How much have you touched CS2?
I think you're asking the wrong person. I haven't played any CS2 since like, I don't know, probably like 3 to 4 months. So I have no idea what they've been up to, what they changed. I probably should start playing soon, but just didn't really have time for it. So yeah, but I still hope for them to... I believe they're going to make the best game possible for us. I think they're going to try to fix everything that we think there is to fix. So I just can't wait for the game to be released fully.
And can I get a general consensus from everybody here? MR12, yay or nay? What are we saying?
Nay.
Nay? Why?
I don't know. Yes, it's good. It's fun. It's exciting. It's gonna be too short like this. If it's a stomp, it's gonna be like 20 minutes game, and then what then? There's no 30 bombs from players. There's no, I don't know.
Yeah, I saw Maui tweeting about like we need to have like a 24 bomb now. Like that's a new 30 bomb. I don't 15 bomb. How low are your expectations, Swanee? Hoopty said that's the expectation for me already. JKS, obviously I'm getting ahead of myself here, but after this, we're going to be going back to Australia. Any recommendations for the people at home who may be coming to Sydney? What should they be doing there?
You mean Australians coming?
Yeah, or I mean, if people are going to fly from around the world, I mean, I'm going to be going. There's a lot of talent. What should we do?
People fly from around the world, maybe try and stay a few extra days after. I don't think a week is enough to spend there, especially since you have to travel there and then travel back. It's really far. And I don't know. I can't recommend anything to the people going there because I haven't been there in a long time and they probably have more experience than me. So, yeah.
Is there any particular like Australian foods that we should try? Do you have any like delicacies there?
Really delicacies, maybe like a meat pie or something. That's pretty Australian. I don't know. I don't know. Like don't really remember what there is in Sydney, to be honest. But I'm sure there's probably pretty good cafes around. I think breakfast food is probably the best in the world in Australia. So
Good Australian meat, no?
yeah, I mean steaks and stuff. But I mean meat pie is kind of like that, right? And coffees for sure.
Yes. Are you a coffee man? Because Chad's been telling me like the coffee in Europe is shit, for want of a better word. Apparently Australia's where it's at.
Yeah, I think it's really easy to get a really good coffee in Australia. Like anywhere, like on the streets, there's like a really good cafe. Like pretty much on every street, there's a cafe or something like that. So it's really
nice.
Easy. Yeah, I'm a bit of a coffee snob, so but I'm pretty sure all Australians are. So
We need you to rate the coffees when we're there, definitely. So coffee, steak, meat pies, that's on my to-do list. Thank you very much, gentlemen. I'm going to go grab Manasi because, where's he gone? Oh, Manasi's chilling out now. He's spent all his energy just before I need to take him to the single set. Yay, there we go. How are you doing?
Doing amazing. Right on Malta yesterday. Weather is really good. Everything is really good. Guys, what
Yeah, you're catching some strays, man. Who is even shooting? Is it Hunter still?
Dario. It's our friend.
He wants to injure you before you play.
Yeah, I don't really want to, but
Okay, I'm going to take you over to the single set. So if we're capable of doing this, Ross, can we walk on camera? Of course we can. Yeah. We're doing interviews for single set. Let's go. So I've been catching up with the other guys. What have you been up to in the off period? What's been going on with your life?
I mean, I went at home for like 1 week after Gamers 8, and after I went in Belgrade. So like I kind of didn't spend a lot of time at home. I just went to Belgrade to practice because I just wanted to like give my everything and don't be like, how to say it, distracted by friends and at home, like, you know, this like chill time at home, you know. Just wanted to practice and give my everything before CS2 will come out or something.
Okay, so how much have you been touching CS2? Because Nico said absolutely nothing at all. He hasn't played in like 3-4 months. Have you touched it? You've never touched it?
I mean, I touched it kind of like just went on the Inferno, you know, like the last update they did with Inferno when it came out. I just like kind of like looked at it, how things were changed, and that's it. But I didn't really play it. Like I didn't even play like even one matchmaking, you know.
And what are your thoughts on MR12? Because everybody else in your team has said, get it out of here. We hate it. How are you feeling?
I don't really like. I think MR15 more than MR12. I like when games like going that far, you know, like late, you know, like 15-15 or something like that. Yeah. I like to play more and like to enjoy more. So, but it's fine. Like if they want to change, as soon as they change something, it's good already, you know. Because before, like you're playing the same game every day, you know, like they're not changing things. But this is something new, and obviously we're gonna try them. So.
Okay, we're at my home for every single media day. This is a single set. You're very familiar with it before. I'm going to have to ask you to leave because now I've got some time with Manasi, so.
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Intel, Asus Republic of Gamers, DHL, the United States Air Force, 1xBet, Monster Energy, and Gaming Malta.
My God, he's a fly! Whoa!
the Wembley store. Where are we? Group D continues. A second day here on Stream B, and we've got one match for you this evening. We had a lot of action yesterday, a lot of back and forth in the Eternal Fire Cloud9 game, and one of those teams is here today for you on the B stream. That will be Eternal Fire. Hooker, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It started raining like crazy just recently, so classic UK, what can you do? But other than that, I'm good. I'm staying positive despite the weather, James. That's all we can do.
I'm really hoping it stops raining because I have a rifle competition tomorrow, which means I need to run around on grass as fast as possible while being safe with a rifle. So I really hope it stops like soon, but it looks terrible outside. I've got windows to my right and all I can see is grey. So I think I might be in for a long day outside the office tomorrow. But inside the office, we have Eternal Fire versus 9. Excuse me, we haven't seen 9 on a B stream just yet. They're a team which have been enjoyable to watch in recent times. So let's have a look. Let's start wide and look at the whole bracket. This is how Group D began. Beginning of yesterday, and once yesterday was all said and done, we had plenty of wins and losses. Complexity stormed their way to the playoffs, 2-0ing Cloud9. Surely an upset, Hawker.
Yeah, big upset there. Cloud9, I mean, look, they looked maybe a little shaky against Eternal Fire, but they got stomped, like you said. They got blown out there by Complexity. So great to see Complexity flying the NA flag, doing it for the NA region. They're already through, but the mid-bracket is where we need to turn our attention to. A lot of teams here already. Liquid already making it through over Lin Vision. Eternal Fire 9 matchup that we will be seeing today, and Cloud9 Liquid coming up later on in the tournament as well. That'll be a spicy one.
Yeah, lots of interesting matches that we're seeing in this bracket. Top, middle, or bottom. Heading over to the bottom, though. Lin Vision await their fate. The only lonely team in the lower bracket for the time being. They had a good showing on one map, got their back blown out on the second one. I didn't see the Team Liquid game, but hopefully it was a little better for them. But we'll see what they can do in that lower bracket already. Last chance saloon for Lin Vision. So I would like to see them, you know, make a name for themselves. Doesn't have to be a win, it has to be a good showing, but we'll see if they're able to do that. Going into today's action, of course, Stream A is live as well as Stream B. Multiple matches on Stream A, as you can see the 2-0 there. Multiple 2-0s, in fact. So Virtus Pro versus G2 is the last match to come on Stream A. For Stream B, just one match, Eternal Fire versus the likes of 9. I quite like 9's logo. It's very different to most. It's normally about the animals. See, Lin Vision have got a big bear going on. Virtus Pro, no strangers to bears either, but that 9 logo is pretty nice. These are teams who have met each other in the past, and in recent times it's been pretty close. 9 getting the best of Eternal Fire, but again, close score lines, and I think both teams will be capable of winning this series.
Yeah, the rankings maybe not as close as it suggests this matchup might be here coming into this one. I think a lot of predictions and even the odds are saying this should be a really close match between these teams. As you said, some of those recent results have been ridiculously close. 9 have tended to get the better of Eternal Fire, but at least in the last 3 maps played, they all went at least 30 rounds. 2 of them went to overtime. So it goes to show it can be a very competitive matchup between these two teams. And looking at 9, they are a team that have sometimes struggled to have all their players perform exactly the same on LAN as they have online. I'm glad we saw Kay showing up yesterday. He was having a solid game for himself. Hades was maybe slightly missing. He's the one man who's normally pretty reliable on the AWP, so hoping to see more out of Hades today. Generally, a pretty damn good roster, and of course, Vertigo specialists, as everyone knows by now.
Yeah, one of the teams which is actually enjoyable to watch on Vertigo. So big props to 9 for that. And again, you know, we've got two like teams representing their nation here, which is great to see. And 9 have been a revelation in their rise to the point they've got to before. On the Eternal Fire side of things, we saw an interview before the broadcast went live here about Wakadia, new man on the block, very young. This is his first LAN as well. They had a little boot camp in Serbia before they got here. And I think so far so good. He's not been shy to pull the trigger in these matches. They weren't able to win versus Cloud9, though it did feel like, especially on the first map. They were certainly capable of doing so, but for me, it's going to be eyes on Wakadia to see if he can have a good performance today as well. I think he did deliver yesterday, so I don't think he's too bothered with pressure against big-name teams.
Yeah, listen, in the past, this Eternal Fire lineup has been more rocky than a Ryanair landing, honestly. They have been all over the place. They've been shopping. They've been changing. I hope now we get a bit of stability, especially when you're bringing an academy player up to the main roster in Wakadia. He's going to need that bit of stability to be able to adjust to the top level of play. So hoping they found their 5. It seems like they're all happy right now. Woxic's coming out in interviews saying thinks the lineup's in a better place. He thinks he can call for his own plays a little more often, which is what he likes to do. So it seems good right now for Eternal Fire. I was maybe a little disappointed. I don't think we saw the full Xantares show yesterday because he's been unbelievably good online. His numbers have been crazy. And this is the sort of matchup where I'm hoping we get to see that raw aim that Xantares has to offer.
Yeah, it was interesting the comments that they made talking to Moses as well with regards to the scene in Turkey and how their players head towards Valorant. I think we've seen, I don't really follow the Valorant scene because I don't play the game, but we've got people in that scene, and we can see as well that beyond the top layer, there aren't really other layers below that. So I think that CS2 will provide new opportunities for everybody, regardless of where they live, to find more opportunity, because I think it's got a better ecosystem to it. So I would imagine that the Turkish scene will grow once again, but we'll have to wait and see. Fingers crossed. I think it's looking like a very engaging game. Yes, there will probably be some teething issues at the beginning, but I'm not too concerned about that because it's all about the long term, not the short. So hopefully we see some more growth in the Turkish scene. I think it's one of those, I think in terms of like language barrier as well, like in terms of learning English, I think it's one of those languages where it's quite difficult. So they will certainly need that grassroots to be growing once again. Where are we going to be playing Hawker for this series?
Yeah, I think these picks make a lot of sense. I do think something that's actually a bit maybe unfortunate for Eternal Fire in this series is they ban Ancient, which is a map that Nine have struggled heavily on in the past. They used to be punching bags on Ancient, honestly. Nine would just lose it every time, but they've got a bit better now. It is still a weakness for Nine, though, so it's a bit of a shame they have to ban it, but the Anubis pick for Eternal Fire makes a lot of sense. I think you can't obviously go for the Vertigo that they picked yesterday, because you know Nine are going to pick that, so go for the Anubis instead, which has been pretty good for Eternal Fire. The thing is, I think both these picks were very likely, very probable, so I'll be interested in seeing if there's any anti-stratting going on once we get into the game. Then that overpass as the decider, a pretty good middle ground for both of these teams. So I think I do expect this to be a close series, but I really feel like if there's any chance for a 2-0, Nine are normally just so solid on Vertigo that I would lean towards them. Even though it's a good map for Eternal Fire, I still think that should be a pretty safe one.
Anubis will be quite a juicy one. I do like that Nine aren't shy to play Ancient, even if they are a punching bag on it, because the only way you're going to improve on it is by taking those L's. And I think that's important for the long term if you want it to be part of your map pool, or you understand it needs to be whether you want it to or not. So thumbs up, more of that please from other people. Well then, I think yesterday versus Cloud9 was so unpredictable. Every single round it was very back and forth. I don't know what to expect from this one. I don't know who I favor. Even seeing these maps, Nine are infamous on Vertigo, but I don't think anything's necessarily in the bag for this series. I feel like we're still learning about Eternal Fire as well to see A, where their peak is, and B, if they can stay there, or if it is going to be peaks and troughs for the squad. Hope it's the former rather than the latter. Would like to see them on the rise once again. I would like to see them. You want to see that Xantares being that feared character that he used to be in the past, where he would just tear up teams with a strong team around him. So yeah, I think, I'd love to see both these teams have a good performance, but only one can win. Oh, there's a cliche. All right.
Hey, it's true. It is technically true. Only one can win. I think I am leaning towards Nine if I had to lean towards a team here. Especially because, we saw the Eternal Fire Cloud9 game yesterday get very scrappy, very messy at points. Whereas Nine played I would say, a tighter series against Complexity, and they actually play Complexity very close, and we just saw Complexity go on to smash Cloud9. So I think that's a pretty good sign for Nine coming into this one. Let's see if they've done their homework for Anubis, though, because it is the map pick of Eternal Fire. We will be starting on maybe lower ranked, but they can absolutely compete here in this series. Eternal Fire getting to start on that T side. A bit of utility for them, as well as a P250 for Woxic. And those classic dualies that we see so often now in the hands of Goofy. I don't think he's going to be tested, though. Eternal Fire are sneaking their way towards A. Only one CT here right now.
Angle has been lost. Good timing on the flashbang. Kylar still gets the first and the second. Found the bomb as well. Buying time for that rotation. No response from Eternal Fire just yet. Oh my word. How is that even legal? Where's the referee? How is that a kill? I don't know. Oh man, I'm sure Eternal Fire are processing that one as well. Only two remain, and now it is one. Calyx flanked by Goofy. That third frag from Kylar was nasty. That was post-watershed fragging in that pistol round.
Yeah, that's a great sign early for Nine. Kyler playing that A anchor position. You want to have a reliable player there. Saw JKS doing good work in that position yesterday, but all right, that is filthy. Oh,
What
the
is
last
that?
one. Come on, man.
Can somebody please explain the science behind that?
You know, I would actually love a show match where there's a referee who just steps in and is like, sorry, Kyler, that's too filthy. I'm unplugging your mouse. You're not allowed to play anymore in this round. My God. I'm sure Xantares is searching for an explanation as well.
Straight for the force buy. Eternal Fire, who were able to yield just the one frag in that pistol round. There's some utility here for Nine. A very successful CT pistol can lead to a prioritization of rifles if given the opportunity and a lack of util. There are smokes at the very least. Eternal Fire taking some map control with good time though. Safety in numbers for the time being. Minho smoked off the angle. Will still pick up Major as Kylar will have some trouble. His angles might be compromised, although Hades is here. He'll run distraction as Hades tries to use those final bullets, but the Desert Eagles are here as well. Woxic and Calyx make it a 2-on-3. No cover for that bomb plant, though. They thought they were in there for the bonus, but there might still be work to be done. Perhaps not, though, as Key will put Calyx out of his misery. 3 frags, almost a bomb plant. A reasonable round from Eternal Fire.
Yeah, they got into a competitive position, but Nine just had such good backup already on that A site. I like that in this round they have an extra player over there. A quick celebration there from Goofy. Ahead of this next round. Have a brief technical pause here. Sorted as soon as possible. Yeah, good start for Nine. They can be pretty happy with their holds. As you said, though, Eternal Fire, they got into a reasonable position there. Just they didn't have that cover for the bomb plant. Maybe a little too concerned about the flank getting too early. Because the rotate was more standard on the Nine side. You have a favorite in this matchup, James? I mean, either personal favorite or team you actually think is going to win?
So, like, historically, you know, I really enjoy watching Nine. I think they're quite an intriguing team. Like, the rise of Nine, how dangerous they have been in the past on Vertigo. That's, like, super engaging. And, I'm a person, I really don't like Vertigo. I think as a spectacle, it's terrible with how short the A-bomb site is, how the wall of smokes is a crutch and so on. Yet Nine on Vertigo is fascinating to watch. Going to the Eternal Fire side, I mean, being the bannermen for their country, you always want to see those guys succeed. And I think they've suffered the problems of a small community, especially with Valorant taking players away where they've had to rotate roster time and again. Sometimes a fresh pair of eyes is what you need, etc. And that's had mixed results. I think it's been disappointing for the most part. Obviously, we've got new blood in there now, Arcadia. So I feel like I've seen more traction with 9. I want to see Eternal Fire find like a higher, more stable minimum, like a base of operations, and be a bit more consistent. I would love to see that. So, you know, I don't have a dog in the fight per se. I would like to see both teams do well. I think it's a longer term question for Eternal Fire. It's great they've got new blood in there though. So I wouldn't pick a team per se, but I would pick a focus on Wicadia for me as new man, young man. That's like the interesting kind of narrative for me going through the series is how will he do? I think he did pretty well yesterday. Got some important frags for the squads. It's a new day. Maybe 9 will, in the vacuum of this week, have a bit more structure to them than Cloud9 did versus what you would expect from them. So it might be a difficult challenge. Even the distinctly different style might be enough of a challenge. Enough of a different measure of contrast to see how he does today. So not leaning towards a team, but I do have a focus for a player.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think it's nice to get those different styles to test him pretty early on in his career. Those are hand warmers, I believe. Very fancy hand warmers, and there we go. Shot as well. So, boom.
Wow, have a look at that. Very nicely done.
That's great. I actually might
very
need to get
nicely
some.
done indeed.
It gets cold here in the winter. Although then, I can't use the cold hands technique when I'm playing an MM game, which is my go-to excuse.
Dude, cold hands are a nightmare. I lose heat quickly. Even if I'm like scuba diving in the Bahamas, I have to wear a full 5mm suit because otherwise I'll be shivering. So when it gets cold, then my hands are like frozen and I am even worse than I normally am. So that's really bad.
It's frozen hands barred off, they call him.
That's why I'm the utility man. I wonder what it's going to be like with the real rifles and shotguns actually when it gets to winter. I was thinking about that today. Like, you know, the temperature's dropping a bit. I'm running around in shorts. Sometimes you got to crouch. Sometimes you got to kneel. Sometimes you got to throw yourself on the floor and go prone for a certain course of fire. But you know, I'm 6'4". I've got very long legs. I was walking right in Santa Monica one day when we had the studio there along the beach. Had my AirPods in. I was on a phone call talking to someone, and this guy cycled past me, and he said, "Do those legs go all the way up?" Just to give you an idea of how long my legs are. But I need to find some kind of appropriate trousers that aren't going to be too restricting to run around with shotguns and rifles in the winter and do archery.
Oh damn!
So yeah,
I haven't done archery in ages. I do archery.
We have a post. It's called a postal competition. So in the winter, you're supposed to shoot indoors at about 20 yards. It's called a Portsmouth competition. It's a smaller target, 20 yards. And you do 60 arrows or 60 ends every month. And you send your score in and you're competing with other clubs. So most clubs do it indoors, but we do it outdoors because we're hardcore and we don't have an indoor place to do archery. So we do it outdoors in the winter.
Playing on hard
because we're gangster like that. Although I had to make my average. And I think my average was... Oh, actually, I've got it in my app. Hold on. We're filling time here, guys. That's why we're talking about archery, okay? I don't want to hit nothing. All right, so my average... The first time I've done 60 arrows was 400 out of a possible 600. So not very good, but... But, you know, it's a starting point, and that's all that matters. I'm only competing with myself, really.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I will say, yeah, the interest in these two teams, like, I think it was right. It comes from different sides for me. Like, 9 are almost like the new big with some of their creativity and some of their cool ideas. But then Eternal Fire, you've seen these players in the past, like Xantares and Woxic, and it feels like they should be competing at the top level. I want to see these guys playing at the top level, playing on big stages. Even Calix has had spells on strong teams in the past. So it's a cool like contrast where you have probably the individuals that I'm more looking at on Eternal Fire. Because, you know, Woxic back in the day was a genuine great top tier AWPer. Same as Xantares when he was on big, he was doing great work. So I want to see these guys showing us what they're capable of at the top level again. Also, just very cool that 9 have risen up with not that much experience. You've only really got Hades in there, or they have come to these events recently and shown what they're capable of. Fist bumps are out, so maybe they'll get to show us more of what they're capable of soon. Should be ready to get back into that action. Thank you for your patience. Thank you to the tech team for getting it sorted very quickly. We are into round number 3, where Eternal Fire have got a few Deegs on the board. When I say a few, I mean 2. So technically that's a couple, not a few. But
Indeed. On a side note, if anyone knows where I can get a nice Korean horse bow, do send me a tweet. I need to get one of those.
Sounds awesome. You have to be riding a horse to use a Korean horse bow?
Probably not anymore.
No, probably not. Careful. Oh, doesn't need to be too careful. He's got backup. Little team dink in the mix. Major gets one with the Glock. Santaris did open up this round with a Deeg. If he could get one more, that'd be very good damage out of this round, because 9 fully invested into rifles. So the 2 kills for Eternal Fire are significant. Bit of damage done, but not too bad overall for 9. They'll take the 3-0 lead.
I just noticed that the middle of the 9 logo is a Roman 9 IX sideways.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, it's an underscore. But I'm pretty sure it's a Roman 9. Roman numerals. You know the numbers we use are Arabic numerals.
What, like the actual numbers?
Yeah, those are Arabic numerals.
Oh.
Which is interesting. Yeah. There you go. Something you learn when you're super into watches. Our numbers are Arabic numerals. So then what are like the white people numerals called?
I don't know what
maybe they're the Roman numerals.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know. What the roadman numerals?
How many different numerals are there?
Where's this guy's mouse pad? Oh, okay. It's just like almost fading into the color of the table.
Really blends in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Not like quite on brand. I feel like they've all got these like black mouse pads, like fitting with the white and black theme. No color jerseys for these guys. Pure business.
I have to say, so there are some mouse pads out there where they have like color options available. You can see there's an orange mouse pad down the end of the table. At home, I have a red mouse pad. I've got many red mouse pads. Last time I went to the studio in Stockholm, I went to a local distributor and I bought 6 different mouse pads, and they gave me 2 more. Like, oh, we think you should try this. But what I realized is when you get like a nice colored mouse pad, they get dirty very quickly. So where you're using them most, they go black. So if they're not black, it just looks really bad.
Right.
So I would recommend getting a black mouse pad, because otherwise you're just gonna look like you don't take showers, basically. If someone who's not a computer person comes into your home and sees your mouse pad, they're gonna be like, who is this guy? And how do I leave immediately? What excuse can I use?
Yeah. You've got to try and have the distracting bright RGB keyboard instead.
Oh, no. No. I've been there and done that. I quite like the underglow. I built like 15 keyboards, and I liked the underglow. I want to say that Apex is like that. But even those, I kind of got over them after a while. Intel actually built me a PC a few years back. They built me some monster PC, which is what I use for streaming and so on. But it's got so many lights inside. The fans have got lights. It's really cool because they color coordinated the cables inside to match my favorite pair of shoes, like black and yellow. But anyway, there's so many lights inside the case. When I had my PC in my bedroom, I had to turn it off at the wall so I could sleep because it was so bright.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I used to solder those LEDs into my keyboards and so on. But now, just clean, understated for the most part. No lights. Although, I have one key set, which is kind of... it seemed like the original Game Boy. Like that kind of off grey and that purple. And I have the caps lock, I think says power. So I need to solder a light into the caps lock so you can press it and it has that like Game Boy light on, like when it's turned on.
Ooh, yeah.
That would be really sick.
That's necessary.
What was that called? DSA DMG round 3 or something. Yeah, I need to make a video about my keyboard collection. Now I've got my... It's done now. It's completed.
Yes.
It's all over. So these, so the average keys you get on these gamer keyboards, right? I don't even know what these. I guess they're called Cherry Profile, which is quite similar to GMK. So if you try a different key set, it feels really, really weird at first because you're not used to like where the gaps are and so on.
Yeah.
So if you do want to try a different profile, I think like, you know, the keyboard fiends, the non-gamer keyboard guys like SA Profile, which is like the tall profile that old keyboards used to have, like really old keyboards. Oh, yeah. I think they're horrific for gaming, to be honest. So the SA keyboard is like a wider dish than the typical one that you'd have on a gaming keyboard. It's a bit wider, but I think it's quite nice. An XDA is like an extreme version of that. They're kind of like dinner plate keyboards, keycaps almost. But I would recommend the DSA. I gave Hiko a DSA profile key cap set once, and he was grossed out by it. But you know, that man's not willing to adapt, so he missed out.
Blame him.
Yeah,
it's all his fault.
Shout out to Hiko.
I don't mind like with keyboards if you have one. I think I used to have like sort of like light like purpley sort of just color across the whole thing, and if it's subtle like that, I think it can work. I think it can look pretty cool.
Different strokes for different folks, but you know, I'm like 2 years ahead of my time. Like when everyone was using the full size keyboards, I was on a 60%, 65%. But they're coming down. You can see it now. A lot of people are like, oh, but I need the numpad for my bybinds. No, you don't. If you look at that keyboard next to the camera, right? You've got the space bar. To the right of the space bar, you've got an Alt key. To the right of that, you've got probably a Windows key or something. But it can be a function key as well. If you hold that key down, then every key changes on the keyboard, and it can be whatever you want. There we go. So look at that space bar, right? Go 2 keys up. That's a function key. So you hold function down and press 2. That could be numpad 2. That can be print. It could be anything you want. So you can have your bybinds. You can make every letter on your keyboard a bybind by holding down one key. It's called a layer, people. And you can have multiple of them. So you don't need a numpad ever. Never. You don't need it. You don't need that page up, page down nonsense either.
Oh.
So that's a 10 keyless. That's a 10 keyless. The perfect size though is slightly smaller, 65%. You get the arrow keys. You get like 4 other keys to mess about with. Yeah. You can make them like volume up, volume down, or whatever. We're back into the game. Look at us filling with nerddom. Look at us. Look at us go. Wonderful stuff. The music helps, honestly. Well done, production.
Yeah, music's great. I love that. And we're back with an orb in the hands of Woxic as well. Always something to get excited about. Back into a gun round. Full M4s for 9 as well. They don't have much money in the bank on a couple of players here after losing a few players in the previous round. Eternal Fire showed us a lot of set plays, a lot of executes yesterday on Anubis, and also a lot of rounds where they were willing to run the clock down and go late towards A, try and draw rotations. Cloud9 fell for that a few times. So it looks like Eternal Fire are running a similar idea at the start of this first gun round. If 9 have done their research, they might be ready for this.
Heading towards that minute mark. It can be quite nervous with the pace Eternal Fire set to just sit and wait. How do you hold on to your utility? You can see on this occasion 9 haven't really done that. Few flashbangs remaining for the squad, and they're both on the A bomb site, but the push is coming in towards B. They will simply have to wait them out, respond if they get the opportunity. Goofy trying to find an angle. There's Antares though with the AK-47. This round might just be over. Position has been lost. Xantares with the AK. That's the Xantares you want to see. Go in, Xantares, and frag. And that's exactly what he did.
Really clean headshots there from Xantares. And it's the fact that they have the nades up on the site, allowing him to just fully focus that one angle. That's when Xantares is going to be at his best. When he's able to peek into an angle, when he has a good idea that players are going to be positioned there. Straight at headshot height. And I do want to do some damage here. Let's stick it around. Really wants to see what he can do, but he's low on health now. Might be time to get out of that and just take the one exit kill. I need to worry about their own economy as well. So good round there from Eternal Fire. Again, you see that early utility, late round utility used by them on towards this B site. Just that one smoke allows Xantares to isolate this angle. There's a molly on that other angle as well, so he can peek in deep. As you said, Nine not able to hold on to their nades for any counter utility in the late round. That allows Eternal Fire pretty comfortable push onto the side there.
It'll be interesting to see what Nine's approach is as this CT side develops versus the pace of Eternal Fire. Saw Cloud9 go for proactive, aggressive plays on their CT side, and I do wonder if Nine will do the same. Perhaps they'll be encouraged to do so in this round where they've got no money left after their buy. Missing some utility here and there. Only Hades has flashbangs in round 5. Early start for Eternal Fire. Very early Molotov to thwart some util from the CTs. Goofy won't be doing that anytime soon, I don't think. Punished for the dunk peaks. In goes Vacadia then, trying to find the kill. That leaves Key somewhat stuck though. Nino and Kyla will rotate over. So the A-bomb site's been abandoned for now. Be feeling very brittle on this B-bomb site, but they have sent the reinforcements over.
The question is, how long are you confident in that call on the Nine side? The answer is, well, for about 10 seconds before they send players back to A. That smoke from Hades is really well timed, though. It means no one can make a move on mid while 2 9 players reinforce this A site. Problem is, once that smoke fades, at some point, Nine are going to have to realize that mid is open. They have to consider that possibility. That could make this A site hold extremely awkward. Sure, Hades can lock down one angle with the AWP, but Kyler could very easily get traded on this angle here if he's not careful.
Disengages. Majors committing with the bomb behind them. Woxic will get dropped and Hades has got a nice angle. 1 versus 3 as Major runs to his doom. 3 players surviving will be enough for Nine. It'll have to be. Eternal Fire going for the buyer once again. Keeping Nine spending as they look to do the same. Get a jump peek from Goofy. Woxic showing him that he can't do that. Won't get away with it. That made things so awkward for Nine. If they can avoid losing a player like that, and maybe they'll have a better time holding the bomb site, at least early. Eternal Fire's turn to be lacking in utility here and there, but they've got plenty. 2 Molotovs will have to be enough. Hades down to 50. That grenade could have been chucked here onto Minio. Minute 30 for Eternal Fire. They have eons to make a play here.
And again, seeing another round where Kyler delivers on A, and that's going to make Nine feel much more comfortable. Actually, in this round, though, they're going to be less comfortable because they've lost an early pick. It's Hades dropped towards mid. Xantares does look pretty nailed on today. It's dialed in some of the headshots he's landed early. Not being used by another Nine player yet. The timing on this aggression like though from Kyler, I don't think he goes much further yet. He's hearing nades being thrown, so he will go in, and Calyx gets another opener. It looks great for Eternal Fire. It's a flurry of frags. Minio hits the deck as well. They don't take barely any damage in that round, Eternal Fire. They took 1 damage in total. What a clean round.
Wow. It's raining men. Everybody getting dropped for 9. That was so clean. Satisfying sounds from Eternal Fire. That has devastated Nine's economy. They'll have to rethink their aggression should they want to push through the choke points again. Eternal Fire with their area control. Woxic having a good start in the beginning of this series. 5 kills for him so far. Eternal Fire have urgency towards that B bomb site at the beginning of these rounds. You can see it from that molly. Woxic is finding the fruit. You can see Wakadi has been the entry man for the squad. Not by the stats, but has been going for it. And I think it's a nice position for him to be in as well. Send him in there, get aggressive early. Create space for the team. Leave Xantares to clean up.
Gotta say, the Woxic Xantares combo looked quite on point early here, and Calix is also landing some really good shots. I know Eternal Fire are down right now, but their individuals look pretty scary. Woxic's just getting picks around that B site, waiting for these fights to come to him early. Aggression dealt with, and then this final shot, very quick on this one, around the corner. And Calix got the Deeg shots in the last round. Now in this one with the rifle, fast adjustments and fast headshots. I think just on an individual basis, Eternal Fire look fantastic at the start of this map.
Suddenly looking so rough, the Nine, as they try to re-establish their economy. Victimized on the B bomb site. Target practice for Eternal Fire. Got a second kill out of this though, but don't see Woxic getting dropped anytime soon, the way he's firing. Wakadi will finally get onto the scoreboard as well. So everybody's turned up now for Eternal Fire.
Yeah, starting to get some of the other players on the board. Major doesn't really need to be a massive fragger either. He's the in-game leader of this team. So far, so good for Eternal Fire. We have seen Nine try and throw some mids to late round aggression in. Eternal Fire were very prepared for it. They were ready and waiting. That could deter Nine from going for aggression in future rounds. If that is the case, Eternal Fire will be happy to run down the clock consistently. This time attempting to make an opening move. Calix's nade is fantastic. He had the molly on the other side, so figured, why not nade in the position that he's most likely to be in? Gets him down to 50. This time Woxic's orb not outside B. It's Wacadia holding. So this might be a harder hold with the rifle, especially as this flash comes in. Doesn't even need a flash. Goofy just swings dry.
Urgency is high for Nine. Oh, Xantares, that's why he's on the server. He snaps, he's such a robot in the best way. More work to be done though for Eternal Fire. After that initial aggression for Nine, are they brave enough to have another poke? Will they sit and wait to respond? If they stay static, it'll be a 4v2 likely for Eternal Fire, unless they offer a fake of some description. No one towards mid for Nine, and Kylar starting to wonder what might be happening there. Nine are devoid of information now after that initial aggression. Eternal Fire will be able to split wherever they want to with how defensive Nine are being. But the numbers game for Eternal Fire surely prevails here. Again, Xantares will be on the AWP as he's low. Minio blinded initially. Woxic with the AK saying hello. Nino forced to fall back then. They've kept one extra alive though, although Hades is very far away for the time being. Kyla able to trade, but Hades is not going to be in action anytime soon, and with no kit on either of these players, you have to wonder. Seems they'll be backing off. Eternal Fire are going to take the lead then. Do you think it becomes rough for 9 when they go for that initial aggression? Not going back to the well just leaves them in a very bad situation. 2 versus 4 wherever Eternal Fire choose to go. Doesn't bode well for the CTs.
Just these consistent early frags and early trades are definitely helping here on the Eternal Fire front. This time they did lose that early player, but Xantares able to bring it back to handle that aggression. And the late round play works. 9 not getting that active in the late round. Maybe some of that prior aggression going against them makes them feel like they can't go for that comfortably. 9 decide they need to talk things through. I think the frustrating thing here for 9 is that obviously every team at this level does their homework nowadays. They do their prep work, they watch their opponents' maps. And this is probably what 9 were expecting Eternal Fire to do. They're coming into the server and they're realizing it's still really hard to deal with this Eternal Fire style. Even if you know what's coming, you don't always know when you can throw aggression in at the right time. You don't know when you can be disruptive. You see just how comfortable Eternal Fire can be in the late round. They take the lead here. And 9 stuck on a buy that is a little awkward. 2 rifles carried on over though. See what they can do. Calyx taking damage early. Pistols can still be dangerous as well, so a smoke put down just to make sure they can't fight him.
Oh, he sent it through the smoke as well. I love the urgency. Will there be a trade though? Nice pre-fire from Major, that'll be good enough. Oh, will it? Nino of the Deagle makes things awkward now. Rifles to be collected. AWP still in play. Eternal Fire don't know where the other 2 are, and they're all spread out one by one. Woxic holding down 2 jobs now. Timing may work in either team's favor in that respect. 50 seconds on the clock. Eternal Fire cut noise as per usual. Minio walks out, and it's advantage Eternal Fire again. As you mentioned, it's so hard to know when you can aggress because they just cut noise at around a minute 10, a minute 20. It's all guesswork after that.
Now Hades has a hunch that he needs to go back to mid, back to A. Eternal Fire with another good late round read. His bomb should be planted for free. And Hades won't get offered up many opportunities here on the AWP. No real reason for Eternal Fire to cross into that position. They already have Wakadia back towards B long. A couple of players on the site as well. So this post plant looks a little too good for 9 to be able to deal with. Surprised Kyla's still sticking around here. He does win the fight. Does that tempt 9 in? They're still close by. They could go for this if they really wanted to. Kyla has a kit as well, but the time is really against them here. I think the save is probably the right decision. Kyla's a little close to the bomb. I'm concerned.
Let's see how he does.
Just about.
This has been quite the run for Eternal Fire. Oh,
he survived.
Been quite a good run for Eternal Fire in these recent rounds. 9 have lost control. But again, it's hard to be too daring versus Eternal Fire because you just don't know what's around the corner. There's a case in point. Hard to clear both those angles as well. Coin flip was lost on that occasion. But the full buy is back for 9, looking for their 5th round on the CT side, which is often a struggle on Anubis.
A bad angle for Hades, but he doesn't connect the shot. Meanwhile, those nades have been deployed towards Wakadia. He's chunked down to half health. So a good bit of damage early. So far, Kyla has been pretty reliable on this A site. been more the B site that Eternal Fire have been exploiting. See if Kyler has a chance to show us what he's capable of in this round. Does look like Eternal Fire are grouped outside A right now. Actually go for something slightly faster here. Utility being used into this A site.
Kyler's position could be good though. That's Vacadia with the bomb, who's very close to the choke point. In they go. Kyler hasn't been spotted yet, and now the crossfire can be activated, but Minio can't see it in time. He'll trade at the very least. Bomb is exposed. He will disengage. 4 on 3. Try to hold their advantages, but Xantares has been lurking in mid this whole time. TT's rotating over. There's Key from him, the back. Woxic dropped, leaving Major. They know Xantares is roughly in mid, so Major's on an island with 40 seconds. How long can he wait? You can see Xantares is carefully moving towards the A bomb site, but Major has to feel very concerned with what's happening right now. 30 seconds. Hades scoped in already in spawn, waiting for a potential rotation, and it's going to come and slowly. Bomb secured, and that's the round as well.
Xantares really struggling to get activated here towards the end of the round. He's just so far away from his teammate. And that's a really good sign for 9, because sometimes when Eternal Fire switch it up, they go for a faster round, you can second guess it and you think, oh, well, maybe they are just going to still go for a late push. Maybe this is a bit of a fake. But 9 didn't fall for that. They did decide to push in for that big flank, and it was so important that they had that flank in position. That kill from Xantares brought it back to even numbers. You see Eternal Fire not ready for the flank so fast. And a solid enough hold from 9 buys time for that flank. Gives 9 a 5th round. Finally, they break that 5-round streak that Eternal Fire had going.
Eternal Fire very prompt and very consistent with their early grenades into the B bomb site. A second HE at least delivered by that pillar. Really trying to deter the CTs from holding particular angles. Eternal Fire with elaborate plans on Anubis. 6-5. They take their map control urgently as well. Alex sending it through the smoke. Side angle by Key, and a grenade will finish off the job. Kyler drops by Woxic in the meantime. Makes it a 4-on-4 with 1:10 for Eternal Fire to pursue this round.
That AWP of Woxic continues to find early round success. Will be dealt with. The aggression from K pays off. He's down to 5 health though. Still need to be careful here. Arcadia could have tried to catch him. He transitioned back to the bomb site. Bomb has been left behind by Eternal Fire. This time, the mid-round aggression might work for 9. Just as Major leaves position, they push out through A. That is fantastic info for 9 CT play here.
Yeah, this is very necessary for them to make these aggressions late on. It's scary, it's risky, it's a gamble, but it needs to be done often. Down to a 2-on-2, Arcadia moving through. I think he may have spotted Minio there. Now he's spotted Minio. Delivering the goods is Newman Arcadia. Hades in a 1 versus 2. Position unknown. Scoped in already. Wanting to concede the position closer doing that. Where have they gone? How do you avoid the 1v2?
He's got utility, but I don't think he'll expect both players to have gone B long like this.
Yeah, they've completely disengaged from the bomb site. Just flashes for Eternal Fire, and this is probably taking too long at this point. Hades isn't going to go for it unless he finds a frag. And there's just too many problems to solve on that bomb site for him coming in late. Eternal Fire will continue their route on the T side.
Arcadia with another impactful round. He may not be getting the most kills on the team, but he's getting good impact. This time in the mid-round when it turns into a position where you think 9 have the edge. These were the opening frags from Woxic that 9 brought it back with this aggression. They had great info. This frag helps, and then Minio was in position, but Arcadia just catches him on the edge of that smoke. Really good work from Arcadia landing some good shots. So Eternal Fire back to winning ways. They've won 6 of the last 7. They're not ready from the aggression of Kai, though. Woxic caught right in the open.
How much of their initial plan has been exposed? Eternal Fire might wonder. Minute 30. Still early days for this T side. Promising start from 9 though. 80 still waiting. That'll invite a response in terms of utility. And again, it's very hard for 9 to hold on to their util. 1 smoke and 2 incendiaries remain at 1 minute 20. We'll see how that continues. Kylar's holding his smoke in his hand. Mid-round, complete silence from Eternal Fire. Again, they urgently take their map control, normally. And then they just go quiet. You can see Kylar's holding that gap. 1 or 2 pixel gap to the right of the pillar. As soon as he sees someone, release mouse 1. Try to buy some time. Sound cue will be enough on this occasion. 40 seconds left. This will be an interesting one. Going close to avoid the flashes. He knows the push is likely. Got to be careful though. That's a great grenade from Eternal Fire. I think they knew what he was up to. They forced his position. And down he goes. Great stuff, but the trades are here. Kylar is defending. 25 seconds for Eternal Fire. There's nowhere else to go now. The flashes will continue. Standoff of sorts. 15 seconds. 2 versus 4. What is the plan for Eternal Fire? There is money for some, not all. They're going for this. Santares holding angles up top. The bomb's been planted. They're halfway there. But the other half will be very hard indeed. And all too brief after planting the bomb. 9 back on the scoreboard. Make it to 6.
Kai gets them into that early advantage scenario. They're up in a 5v4 quickly. So they reinforce that A site with a second rifler. It ended up being a really good decision there by 9. Saw Kyler playing proactively at the start, just trying to make it difficult for them to push through that smoke. Then the rotate was pretty quick as well from Minio over at mid. So even though it was a trade early, Incendiary slows Eternal Fire down. A really good read there from 9. Starting to figure things out here on their CT side, starting to look a little better. Eternal Fire clearly aware of that fact. Decide they need a timeout ahead of this one.
An important way to start the round for 9, getting an advantage early. But again, the spatial awareness from Eternal Fire is scary on the T side of Anubis. The deep HE through the smoke. Once it was deployed by 9, they knew what was likely to be happening, which is great to see. That is more aggression from 9. Trying to stop some of the initial intentions of Eternal Fire, but again, they are very urgent at the beginning of the round. They like to slow things down afterwards. Hades has got a very different angle. How patient will he be, though? Surely they heard that step into the water by Major.
Smoke behind is concerning to 9. They put an incendiary down. They know there might be a molly to try and flush them out. Also gives them time to smoke it themselves. They'll hold on to that A main position. Neo decides to tuck back from mid. Smoke was just deployed, and now here's that mid-round aggression from 9. It worked for them. Wicadia struggling. Kai with another important early fight. Back-to-back opening kills from Kai. Santares tries to make a move up mid. He's got instinct on his position, but it's not going to matter. His teammates are falling, and he's taking damage as well.
How he survived that and didn't die to the molly, I don't know. But that's great from 9, taking the game to Eternal Fire late on in this first half. And that might be good for a few rounds. They're heading towards a pretty reasonable score on the CT side if they don't have one already. And some might argue they do. 15 seconds and there's no money for Eternal Fire. They cannot afford to lose these weapons for that last round. So 9 will make it to 7. 7-7 on the CT side of Anubis. Juicy.
Yeah, that's pretty solid from 9. As we always say, Anubis, the only map that we would say is really T-sided right now. And statistically, that is the case for both these teams as well. Both have higher T-round win percentages. So that's a good sign for 9. Although yesterday against Complexity, they got a 9-6 lead at the half from their CT side, and it crumbled for them. They did lose that map. So whatever happens, work to be done, but promising from 9 to get off to this decent start here. See if Eternal Fire can come out of the half with the lead then. Oh, this time Woxic is ready for that fight. Minio caught out early in this one. Generally, those man advantages have been converted by both these teams. See if 9 can do anything to throw a spanner into the works here.
Normally found in mid, Xantares. Hades might wonder what is up. Not seeing anybody else in mid. Dry peeks from Eternal Fire as they make their way in. 9 and 10 for Xantares, and that's a clean B bomb site. 5 on 2. Rather you than me, 9. Got to go for it. Last round and a half after all. Kylar and Hades need a miracle or maybe a power cut to have a chance of winning this one. Try to isolate the fights with utility. Eternal Fire are coming through with the numbers. All they need to do is trade. Kylar creeping through. That's an unfortunate flashbang. Still 5 players standing. They have no chance of winning this one. Wakadia with the last 2. Just 8 at half-time for Eternal Fire. Have they done enough? Not long to find out.
Wozala, Shana wozala, sidla ubusha, wozothola izidlaka, ungasipotozina na, ungasilokothisha na, shaya igagas, ungatheleki lana, tsimbedla izinyo washa, nayindandathu, futhi aphaqa siyahamba, khala ubuqhafaqhafa, sonke siyaconsa, gobhoza umfula yikha, dake yothinta thina, phika masiphikelana, ngena isiqephezana, fika yenyo sigcwala, nanku magwebu sishaya, hey, ngoko with the whip. When you hit Sezi sonke kumnandi bonke abafazi bezala Sonke si sexy sonke si flexy sizobusha Shunga intuthu khala isigubhu qolokaqa Sizobumnandi sithamela ilanga sikokophaqa Wozala Shana wozala sidla ubusha wozothrra Wozala Shana wozala sidla ubusha wozothrra
Fast life, the fast living. They see the ambition, they know I'm past driven. Look, we are not the same, this is not a game. I be swerving through the city in and out of lanes. Yeah, cause if I see it, then I want it, then you better know I got it. Ain't no options, I'm about to do the damn thing. I'm an outlaw, you can never catch me. I'm in first place, you can never. These are the moments, only got one life. This is your moment, whether wrong or right. You're wrong enemy, you're wrong enemy, you're wrong enemy. Yeah. When I fall, I keep running. Feel the pain, but I love it, yeah. You know I'm built for it, you ain't gotta ask twice. You ain't by that fast life, 100 on the dash with the cash light. You ain't by that fast life, big dog status with your stats like. You ain't by that fast life, just know 100 duffers at the bag price. You ain't by that fast life, 6 speed, yeah, I'm smashing on the gas.
Eternal Fire might wonder if they gave too many rounds away on their T side. It's a different kettle of fish today than yesterday. I think 9 score-wise put up a pretty reasonable performance, and I think it's clear they understood what they needed to do in some of those rounds and just get aggressive at the right time and take the game away from Eternal Fire. They come away from that first half with 7 rounds on the board. I think that's pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they will be pretty happy with that, honestly. They should be looking at this as a real opportunity for them to steal away Eternal Fire's pick. The Eternal Fire will let that happen, though. It's unlikely, but we'll wait and see. I tell you how their CT side looks. They've got a stack in play. Oh, baby. They have got a few players ready on this A site.
Taking a lot of damage. Their grenade in there. They're getting absolutely lit up by Woxic. He has found 4 of them. Hades creeping through the smoke. Will anyone have an angle for him? Does he go all the way? He's waiting for it to fade. Will Woxic get that 5th? Absolutely denied. Almost, but not quite. Calix for 2 HP. That was a prompt pistol round. Eternal Fire, the victors will be happy with that one. I think they got a chunky grenade in there, if I'm not mistaken.
They must have, because there's a lot of body shots in the mix. Oh man, Woxic just cleans up from that position. Not even silenced. Loud and proud behind the pillar. Complete carnage as they try and rush onto that bomb site. Eternal Fire 1 step ahead of them. They split the pistols then. Both teams winning their CT pistol. A quick eco round here from 9.
Yeah, no force buy, like we saw from Eternal Fire. There were Mac 10s all over the shop. It was like a rap video. From the 90s. I feel like Mac 10s have fallen out of favor with the gangster rappers. Maybe realizing they've got like no accuracy whatsoever.
Hey, look. That has to be a consideration, honestly.
This internet age of gangster rap. An inaccurate Mac 10, not really a flex in the mostly fictional bars. Right then, ooh, have a look at Hades. He has pulled out the Krieg. A man who likes a scope. Since they nerfed the fire rate, it feels very unusual using that firearm, but Hades is going to pull it out. It's still satisfying when you pop someone though, so let's see if he's able to do that. 100% armor penetration with the Krieg.
Bad. Yeah, it definitely feels as though you want to be sitting at range, going for long-range headshots with the Krieg now most of the time. Spraying to the body is likely going to lose you a fight. Early damage onto Acadia. He's taking nades throughout this map. A takes even more damage though, down to 20 health. Besides, he has to duck out of that connector position. As you can see, Hades right now is just holding, but doesn't look like Eternal Fire want to throw any aggression his way. This angle from Woxic, the jiggles are about to come out. Does he pull the trigger? Of course he does. Goofy rounds the corner. Not ready for that elevated angle from Woxic.
One spotted. I'm not sure if he saw both of them, but he's got utility to delay things in that direction at the very least. In the meantime, Acadia has been dropped, and the split is on the way. Urgency rising for Eternal Fire. Woxic is posted up, though. This delay is not going in 9's favor. That's such a big headshot, though. And Hades is here with the Krieg as well. Maybe it's Woxic he was looking for with that Krieg. There's an upgrade there if he wants it. At his feet, AWP collected. 2 remain, MP9s. Faster move speed might help them. That grenade might also help them as the AWP is suddenly lost. Great angle from Major, but there's more work to be done. No trade with the MP9, and Minia will finish off the job. Collect the AWP, and a round 4-9.
And Kyler continues to be the standout performer for 9. And that's not normally the case. He's normally one of the lowest rated players on this team, but he's really playing well here. That boost. Smart start to the round for Eternal Fire, but shot from Kyler helps. It forces Woxic into an uncomfortable position where he knows he's about to be flanked. That's exactly what Hades was waiting for with his Krieg. Work it out in the late round as well. Woxic still with an AWP in this one, maybe unexpectedly. The buy isn't great for Eternal Fire, but he's still got the money for the AWP. He's made Hades pay early.
Mates rates for the AWP. There are no flashes for 9.
They nade the other AWP back to them. They just got the AWP now.
A common strat.
Oh.
Send the guns flying. No flashes for 9. Only these smokes. Someone's going to have to take a bullet for the president. We're on oil rig now. Who's the VIP? Not Goofy. It was Minho, bomb carrier. He's getting smoked as well. He's got 45 seconds to die. And die promptly he will at the hands of Woxic, who is ready with that AWP. Got a close game on our hands for the time being, but not a close economy. 9 have had their backs broken again. Their economy's in the bin.
Yeah, 9 will want that round back. I think if they knew that there was an AWP in play, they'd have played it very differently. The Major gets that AWP in his hands, and nice little highlight play, honestly. Switching to the Deeg for a fast one, close range. A lack of utility really costing 9 there. They can't go up against those AWPs. They get smoked by the snipers. This round, they're getting smoked by Calyx. All land some shots at range. He's got 1 back. Maybe potential for a bomb plant, but Xantares is the man they've got to deal with. And down below, it looks like he will secure it for Eternal Fire. 12-8 lead. And the pressure starts to be put on 9 here. Can't fall much further behind. Eternal Fire getting closer and closer to this map win.
$19 kills for Kyler, but 23 for Woxic. He's had a great day with the AWP thus far. He's just enjoying this area on both sides, be it T or CT, but again, very proactive. They're very organized on this map, our Eternal Fire. Their use of utility to give them space to get into these positions. Hades could be falling into the trap here as well. He's dropped Calyx though. He's looking for that trade fragger, and he's turned things around. There's a minute 20 on the clock for 9 in this 4-on-3. Wicadia standing in the smoke. Gambles having to be taken. Hades is making no assumptions. This is wonderful. Wonderful stuff from Hades.
Difference he's making in this round, but there's still 1 more man, and it's Xantares with the AK who gets domed by Kyler. Kyler with another key frag for the team. It's now Major is so far away from the bomb site. I think there's nothing to be done here. He's hoping someone peeks him, but it doesn't seem likely right now. Bomb will be planted. Yeah, that's the risk you run. Calyx goes out to that aggressive position. He gets a kill. This is part of the issue with that CT aggression. It's always so hard to get back to a safe position from that area. They were hoping that Woxic's AWP could come in and just get scoped in on the angle, maybe help him at least trade and keep the man advantage. Instead, Hades delivers massively. Winning that fight against the AWP made a big difference. Major just has to watch that AWP get robbed from under his nose.
That is such an important turnaround by Hades with the 3K. Eternal Fire threatening to pull away from them and head towards closing out the map. But now we might have a dramatically different situation on our hands. Again, the spatial awareness to catch the player hiding in the smoke here, Wicadia as well, so important. They've got the remainder of the information for his team in getting fragged by Xantares. Kyler left to clean up, as Kyler often has in this round, in this game rather. Making it to 20 now. Things become very urgent for Eternal Fire. The hero orb, more or less. Some cameos from other devices. Money broken for the time being. You can't miss shots like that, though.
Major actually keeping the orb rather than giving it to Woxic. Works out early. He wins that first fight against Hades. No surprise Major hasn't dropped his utility to a teammate either. Be a good idea for them to have a flash instead of him having it. Either way, is a man advantage for Eternal Fire. And a new problem for Nine to deal with. They know about the AWP. How do they want to approach this round? They have at least a little utility this time, but it's still not great here for the Poles. Let's see if they can split towards B. And the AWP of Major is not here right now, but Alex has the dig. Doesn't land his shot on the opportunity. The bomb plant will not be denied.
Oh, it becomes even more interesting, although the AWP has been lost now, so a little less so, unless Wakadia could do something outrageous. Trying to isolate the fights and delivering. Oh, he ran out of bullets there. That could have been 3. It could still be with the AK-47. He must be feeling very nervous indeed. There's a smoke to isolate the fights. He can go for that kill, and he will deliver. 2 versus 1 now. Wakadia down to 2 HP. Been a monster in this one. Kyla has no idea. Okay, now he knows if they're on the bomb or not. He finds both of them through the smoke, and they keep the wheels turning. Great effort with the MP9, but not enough ultimately.
Yeah, Wacadia's had a few impactful multi-kills. This time, doesn't lead to the round win. It's that first shot. Should not be winning that fight when Hades is holding. Then Wacadia flashed in for the first. And this fight, he almost baits Minio in, and he kind of knows where Minio's going to be. He gets a 3rd kill, but fair play to Kyler. Plays it patiently, waits for the tap on the bomb. End up lining up for him through the smoke. Close game here, 12-10 as Antares doesn't get the kill. Kyler's getting away with everything right now.
Tying Woxic on kills then. Maybe it'll be one of those two who determines the winner of this game. Nine's turn to enjoy the luxuries of an early frag. Lurk Smoke's very suggestive from the CT side around B. May delay the timing of 9 if, well, at least Eternal Fire will hope that, but there is a focus towards A by 9 for the time being. Map control being held though, but have a look at Wakadia. He's pretty deep on mid. Doesn't see anybody for the time being. Not getting too curious either. He's switching places with Woxic. He's going to look with one of the 2 AWPs towards that mid position. The other AWP's going to be dropped in the meantime. That will pull Woxic away from mid. But have a look at the bomb. It's not committing to the A bomb site despite them having seized control. Key's walking into B in the meantime. And Calix has been dropped. They've been outmaneuvered and they're getting wrecked from pillar to post. Every position is being lost by Eternal Fire. Woxic finds himself needing 5 in total. 24 kills for him, 23 for Kyla. 9 will soon be just a 1 round behind.
Oh, like 9 see everything there from a top-down view, and Eternal Fire were blind. Woxic gets removed at the end as well, so none of those scary AWPs to go up against, which we saw cost them earlier. Kyler there catching Xantares, even with the silenced M4, they know roughly the angle they've got to be concerned about. And some of these positions just too strong. They take everywhere on the map. That key round win earlier coming through from Hades may have turned the tides here. Because now 9 are on a 3-round win streak. Should make it a 4th. There's not a disaster in this round. CT economy is always on the back foot. are going into the stack. It is default pistols mostly.
Very nice. Goofy and E. Getting to work. Nice fly through by the observers. It's fun to just sit and watch around like that. Just bear witness to it.
All tied up then. Eternal Fire may have taken a timeout there. Indeed they do. Their second timeout taken because they know the importance of this done round. At least they have that AWP out for Woxic because he's been their main man. 24 kills for Woxic, the next closest on his team at 14. Shows how important he's been. A lot of that work has obviously been done with that AWP. To see if Woxic decides to try and get aggressive in this round. Not always easy to do with that AWP on Anubis, but there are a few options. Get back underway. Can Eternal Fire put an end to this streak that 9 are building? 4 in a row for the Poles here on their T side. Eternal Fire want to put a stop to that.
Eternal Fire also dodging those early HE grenades towards B. They were also throwing. Tensions towards mid, perhaps. That's how you molly the side, boys and girls. Very easy lineup. Denial of information then, although Woxic might have something to say about that. 9 are looking to force the CTs back. Keep them guessing, as Eternal Fire often do on their T side. Noise being cut then as we head towards that 40-second mark. Minyo's position is going to be quite the problem. Quick pop flash from Eternal Fire though, towards B. That'll be heard by these teams, but they're in position to do something here anyway. Woxic misses his first shot, but delivers on the second. Down goes Goofy. Do 9 have enough to show for these frags? Kylar's still lurking in that mid area with 28 seconds on the clock. Oh, but he's got a terrible angle for Woxic. A free kill for him. They need Kylar to get activated here on this lurk. Calyx was in mid, but he's starting to wonder about that B bomb site. They haven't seen the bomb for a while, or at all. It's in the hands of Hades with the AWP. Woxic playing defensive. You see Hades trying to bait that shot. He's in the flames now, but Major is here to help, and they've got all the frags. He'll die for the cause, and Eternal Fire will be in the lead once again.
Woxic delivers more impact with that AWP. Major, that key fight at mid, also helping, means that these 9 players just trying to funnel their way in, but you see Woxic able to deal with them initially. Major still has Woxic's back. Woxic handles the A-long side of things very well. Ends up getting 3 on the round. Not sure if that AWP was saved at the end of the round. Hopefully it was. If not, it's a shame for Eternal Fire here. I don't see it. So it might just be the rifles for Eternal Fire in this round. Looks like it is the M4s. That could be key. Woxic has been so good on that sniper. We even see it there in that round. Flames at the end of the round still keeps his cool. So Eternal Fire 1 round up, but taking that timeout, aware that this could be the moment for them. The losing bonus for both teams is bad. No one has any money. This is a huge swing round in this map. See who can step up under the pressure.
Both snipers with the big focus towards dark or electric, depending on who you are. A prompt one from 9 then. They are full sending on this with some chain flashes in the back, but Woxic will be able to see just fine. Drops 2, and he's got a few more bullets to go before he gets his head popped. 3 on 3 then. Minio will spot one in that mid position. Quick bomb plant. Pull us off the whole position as Hades says hello. 3 on 3 then. Unbeknownst to 9, there is no lurker, there is no flanker. They're all coming from roughly the same place. Key's got a good angle. Calix trying to clear one side. A big flashbang. He will deliver onto Calix though. Now he's got the high ground on the remaining 2 as Hades is on the left-hand side. How does he avoid the trade though? 2v2, only one to fight now. Swing and a miss from him. Xantares and Key. 1v1, he's got a defuse kit. Got some angles as well. Key wandering and delivering. Scores tied once again. This may go all the way.
Oh, that is a big round for 9. They get the initial trades. It looks so good from Woxic. Even with the rifle, he lines up the first 2. His teammate goes down in the meantime. He's trapped in the corner with no one to help, so they hunt him down. And K from his position makes a massive impact on the round. I was surprised he went round to the other side there. It was risky not to just play from heaven with the bomb planted on the far side. It worked out for him. Xantares wasn't ready. Now this buy from Eternal Fire is brittle. It's a week into this round. It looks like a great opportunity for 9 to take the lead. Hang on, into the stack.
Is in a great position with this MP9. Flashbangs avoided though, and now the numbers are starting to dwindle. The big weapons have been taken away, and 9 are stabilizing. Kadia left with the Julies, asking a lot of him. Well, so far so good. He's getting the 1v1s, but that's his last one for this round. 9 back in the lead. Hell of a fight on Anubis that we're seeing. Money is back for Eternal Fire, but they really must deliver now.
Backs against the wall. Eternal Fire cannot afford to lose their map pick yet. They know that Vertigo is coming up next. They know that that is 9's specialist map. Even if it is a good map for Eternal Fire, don't want to go up against 9 needing a win on Vertigo. See what the Turks can pull off in this one. That was close from Hades.
Almost a 30 bomb for Woxic. Something that will surely completely go missing with MR12. I'm okay with that though. Minute 10 on the clock. Have a look at the util for Eternal Fire at this time. They've got 3 smokes and tons of incendiaries. They've held on to their util. That is such a chunky grenade. But this is quite notable how much util they've held on to here. This could be crucial in putting 9 in a bad position.
Happy to run down the clock in this round. Had some faster plays. Sick with the AWP again on the A site, but the bomb is not here for 9. They're trying to sell this as a fake. They're gonna beat that smoke, but Woxic still lands the shot. Goofy's trying to sell this, but I don't know if they're doing enough. Woxic still posted up, and this B site is not looking too good right now for 9, but they've got 1 kill. Maybe that's going to allow them in.
Major's cleaned up. They've been delaying on both bomb sites. B's had the CT incendiaries to deal with, and Trylar's still chasing the frags. They haven't done enough to get rid of all that util for Eternal Fire. They've used it to great effect. No bomb plant to come from Hades. This is where they capitulate. This is where the score is tied again. We will go all around. Big from Eternal Fire. That was a difference maker. The utility, the timing on Woxic smoke was perfect. Had T's sticking out of it. They couldn't see anything. He got a free kill. Rifle support was there as well. Happy to go back to the well. Look for that second. In the meantime, incendiaries towards that B bomb site. 9 unable to sell anything in either direction. Eternal Fire held on to their utility to great effect.
Yeah, I think it's always awkward when you know you might be up against an AWP swinging this angle. You really don't want to line up, but what ends up happening is that player's just sticking out from the smoke. So they don't even get the chance at a fair fight or a trade. And that really took any threat of that A attack out of the question. So Eternal Fire stick around on B. Keep that connector control, which was such a strong position to have. And look at Nine's money. They had a question. Did they want to force right now? Try and play for the win, or were they willing to play for overtime? And barring a miracle, looks like Nine will have to try and play for overtime here.
Yep. Pretty much looking that way. Cannot see them achieving much in this one. Although, if somehow they get a few kills here, it could have an impact on the next round because of the lack of money in the hole, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen either. Absolutely not. The double ops continue. Perfectly happy in that round. Eternal Fire, the first to get to game points.
At point, Eternal Fire. They haven't took a map off Nine in the 4 times they've played them. But maybe here on the biggest stage of all of those at Pro League, they will be able to pull it off. It looks good for them right now. They are facing the bye. It's 3 Galils for Nine, though. They've gone heavily into utility here. What do they have in mind for this round? Hades with the AWP, blinded and bested by Woxic. He's been on fire all map long, but it's brought back. The aggression comes in from Eternal Fire. And that gives Nine the chance to bring it back to even numbers.
2 AWPs still lurking for Eternal Fire. That's going to be a problem to deal with. There's only 2 flashes for Nine. I can't see a world where they don't walk into an angle and eat an AWP frag at some point. Seems like they're going to collect their thoughts towards the A-bomb site. Perhaps with Minio lurking. He's creeping towards B, or maybe he's just having a look, because he's got no utility, so there's no fake for him to sell, really, save for the smoke he's got in mid. But again, he's the one with the flashes, and here they come into the bomb site. They better be good, because otherwise they might be in some trouble. There's Major with the first shot. He said it would be painful, and it is, but Kylar's on the site. 3-on-3. Woxic's here with angles as well, and there are no more flashes for Nine. They're planting the bomb, though. The utility has allowed them to take position. Will it be enough? Woxic almost caught with a grenade, but Major will save his bacon. 3-on-2 then. Minio and Key, the last 2 to stay alive on Anubis. That's a big headshot from Key. He'll draw their attention now as Minio comes through. Suddenly, Woxic's in a 1v1. He's dropped Key. 1 more to find. He's got a kit as well. Switching out for the Galil. Minio having a look early. Woxic looking for that kill. Some pre-fire as Minio tries to exit the situation. Stuck in the corner, delivering the kill. We're not done with this game yet.
Oh, brilliant work there from K and Minio at the end of the round. The way they worked together in a 2-on-3 was really impressive. They keep their cool even after going a man down early. Kadia goes for that aggression. The flash wasn't quite good enough. And then K, he wins that first fight after they get the bomb down. And I love how Minio just comes out aggressively and figures, if they were going to flank, they'd have flanked by now. I'm going to come help my teammate. I'm going to take the fight alongside him. Works out for that first one. And then he keeps his cool to play for time. And we go to overtime. Grouped outside B. Did I want to commit early here?
Oh, that's awkward for Calix, but hold on, there's flashes! Oh, it's a team flash! Surely not! Disaster strikes in the first round. A bomb's been lost, and so have most chances of winning this one. Caught with a grenade in his hand, hoping and praying for something. Nine eating all the wrong stuff. Oh boy.
That is so unfortunate. I think Calix was screwed. I think he would have gone down. Either way, getting that incendiary down would have made it awkward for 9 on their timing, on their pacing of that push. Such a bold call to kick off overtime, but not one that's going to net them success. K can do something crazy to make up for that flash. Kind of doubt it though. Utility continually dumped. 30 seconds. Money could maybe become a factor. You get a good amount in overtime, but with 12.5k starting money, sometimes you might be shy of an AWP. Sometimes you might have to take a weaker weapon or two if you were to lose the next one. Realistically, winning a 2v5 is just nigh on impossible if you don't have the bomb. So 9 concede the first.
That's rough. Rough as a slide made from sandpaper. Alex is like, oh my god, I've made a terrible mistake. But waits. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate indeed. How did they get the timing wrong? Or maybe they just saw Calix there and were like, oh, we've got to go for it. Either way, that works out great for Eternal Fire. They will have no complaints from that first round of overtime.
It always feels bad losing the first T round of overtime, especially when every CT survives, because now you know you're against AKs. It's literally 2 AWPs, 3 AKs for the CTs. I don't think they could ask for a better position. I think this is exactly what Eternal Fire want as their CT buy. And they put it to use. Looks like we should see 9 take a slower approach in this round. Jim, Wakavia's aggressive again. That AK does deliver. Headshot confirmed onto Goofy. Hades get baited into thinking it's an AK here. Doesn't look like it. Flashes Woxic away. Well, some ground gain towards B, so at least that's something for 9. Still fighting from a man deficit in this one. That's a beefy nade onto Kyler as well. I don't know where all 9's utility goes. They've got barely any left.
I was just thinking, I was like, where's their flashes? Wait, where's anything? And again, against 2 AWPs, they basically have to dry peek. This is not ideal. Like, this is, you're almost guaranteed that someone's going to have to take one in the chest. And you're already in a 4 versus 5, so it's so bad. But Xantares has just made the wrong steps.
Must have thought the molly spread further, but Hades was just sitting there behind the flames. That could be the opener they needed. Minio with another frag. But Major's still here with the AWP. He's traded. Good spacing from 9. They're going to get that bomb down.
What a crazy turn of events. Both teams making mistakes in overtime. 3-on-2 post-plant for 9. Wakadia moving through. 47 HP. Trying to understand where his opportunities are. Woxic showing presence in the meantime. How did he escape there with his head intact? That's only one of the 3 players. Wakadia comes through to deliver the goods. There are kits for these players. They're dropping a smoke on the bomb and Woxic's trying to cover. Is anyone going to get there in time? No, he's so close. They run out of bullets. He's done it right in front of their faces. And that's 2 from 2. I can't believe it.
Oh boy, I think as soon as Woxic saw where the bomb was planted, he figured, hang on, I could be behind a bit of cover here. I don't know if that's a normal spot for a bomb plant, because he could actually get around the corner on that far side of the site. Normally you'd plant it wanting more cover. Normally you plant it more in the middle. But instead, Kyler springs straight down the middle, doesn't get the angle. It's an absolute robbery. It's another frustrating round lost for 9, but one they've just got to eat. Try and take at least 1 T round from overtime.
Not like this is probably what the 9 fans are thinking. Very engaging first map. But a horror story in 2 rounds of overtime for 9. Double flash. Woxic forced from his position and forced out of the round as well. Xantares and Wakadia, though, will defend the bomb site. Kind of showing presence from more than one direction, but look at this angle from Xantares. Quick reload for him. That bomb is just above him as well. Collected by Hades, maybe. Indeed, it will be. 2 on 4. There's so much for them to do, and it won't be done. A wipeout, a clean sheet in overtime for Eternal Fire. That's more than half the job done. Just the 1 round required now in the second half.
Looking so good for Eternal Fire. Minio getting the initial entry, but then that reposition from Xantares, something that was completely unexpected. And Eternal Fire have so much backup on the bomb site. They go up to 3 map points. Honestly, Woxic deserves this map win if they do get it. 34 and 20. 9 opening kills. 11 multi-kill rounds. Woxic's been absolutely everything for Eternal Fire here. Big damage both ways. He actually takes the worst of that trade. And 9 dig deep. Need all 3 CT rounds here in overtime. In regulation, it was pretty balanced. It was 8-7 halves. Now 9 have got to go flawless as Eternal Fire group outside B. We've seen in the past, they can have some very good set plays, some very good executes. This looks like more of a contact play.
He was in the red, and now he's completely gone. 5 on 3 for Eternal Fire. Such a good spot for them. Xantares drops, but is it too little too late for 9? Major getting that bomb plant with what remains. 25 HP for him. Numbers for Eternal Fire, though. He's caught falling back, and that will even things up. There's Util. They can smoke off one of these choke points, 9. Kylar needs distraction from his teammates first, but he'll walk in and get domed by Calyx immediately. That will allow them to focus elsewhere. Hades now 1v3. That smoke is nowhere useful. Game is taken by Eternal Fire in overtime. Quite a back and forth, a tight game, but they improve. They emerge victorious.
It's a beautiful day at the beach. I was losing my mind for about a week until I could call you up. I'll meet you at the waterline. Birds are flying up above. We both need a little love. Hiding a million different things. Waiting for the nighttime to see what it brings. And I'm still living deep in my head. Sometimes I feel my heart is dead. Maybe tonight, baby, babe. the same. I'm so tired of playing games. You don't have to be so hard. Just tell me your dreams, the things you like. What turns you off, what makes you doubt. I'll tell you my deepest secrets. I wanna let them out. Hiding a million different things. Waiting for the nighttime to see what it brings. And I'm still even deep in my head. And sometimes I feel my heart is dead. Maybe tonight, late in bed, could I love instead? Yeah, I'm still living deep in my head. And sometimes I feel my heart is dead. Maybe tonight, late in bed, could I love instead?
Anubis ends in overtime. Some huge problems for Nine straight off the bat. A brutal team flash and then a fuse in the smoke right in front of their faces. Eternal Fire ran with those advantages and closed it out 4 rounds in a row after a long game in regulation. And going into it, I feel like it was very hard to pick who we thought was the favorite on that. And I think we saw why on the server, considering how close it was.
Yeah, absolutely. And you saw how it was just a few mistakes or a few unfortunate rounds for Nine in overtime that had to be what costed them in the end. I think for Eternal Fire, Woxic deserves all the credit in the world for this map win. 37-20 he ended on. Over 100 ADR for the AWPer of the team. And it was so important that he stepped up because everyone else on Eternal Fire was having a pretty decent game. They had their moments. Santares started cooking early. As the game went on, it was just Woxic delivering so consistently throughout so many rounds. A lot of rounds where he won it for the team. And really, that was a big difference here. I mean, the AWPing matchup, Woxic clearly got the better of Hades by some distance.
Yeah, absolutely. He was so important for the squad. But the double AWP as well, you know, there were some rounds late on where Nine simply didn't have the utility to force the AWPs away from the angles. And it will often be the case in those scenarios that you're going to have somebody get punctured by an AWP to find out where that AWP is and then try and fill the space that that opportunity creates. And you can't always do that versus an AWP if they can just fall back a bit and reset the situation or even go back to the well as what Woxic will always do or often do. So huge problems for Nine towards the end. Still managed to take it to overtime, but ultimately it was a catastrophe once they got there. This situation is just so brutal for them. That could have been dramatically different. Imagine if they come away with that round. If things could only be different, just a little bit different. That's what they all say. But ultimately, it's history now. And Eternal Fire are the ones who come away with that map victory on Anubis. So are we going to 3 maps, I think, is the question. What are we expecting on Vertigo?
Yeah, it does seem likely. We know how good Nine are in general on this map. Their win rate recently maybe hasn't been quite as good, but like even when they lose this map, it's always really close. And Eternal Fire yesterday, I don't think we saw them do enough on Vertigo against Cloud9 for me to have faith that they can, lightly pull this one off. There is a chance though with how close that first map was. I wouldn't be surprised if it's fairly close again.
Let's have a look at the aim high head-to-head for Anubis and see who we've got. I believe it is Zantares and Kylar on the other side. A lot of fragging. Kylar was almost... I mean, he was caught up with Woxic for a while, but Woxic did pull away in the end, ultimately.
Yeah, Kylar in the first half was really key for a lot of Nine success. Solo anchoring that A site. Saw a lot of rounds early where Eternal Fire would just actually take the opposite bomb site, and the only rounds they were winning when Kylar was doing things like that. Really reliable pillar on that side of the map, which was so important for the team. But actually at the end, I mean, K actually overtook him in terms of fragging. K stepped up too, but yeah, Kylar definitely had some big moments, especially throughout regulation. And Zantares, I mean, he had a couple of really nice openings towards the start of this game. Definitely not a vintage or top-level Zantares performance, but still solid enough from him. I think realistically, you can put Woxic up against anyone in this one because it wouldn't be fair. You know, we've got to go for some of the other players because Woxic, clear MVP of this map, but the Riflers did some good work too.
Even with the rifle, Woxic was kind of nice as well. There were some situations where Zantares has been dueling, he's low health, he takes the AWP, and Woxic delivers the goods with an AK-47, which is great to see that he's very capable no matter what the item. So, again, Eternal Fire, I feel like they're looking more together than yesterday. And again, their T-sides are very difficult to deal with, just the sheer amount of time they take in silence where you don't know if you can make a play or not. But Vertigo is to come, and maybe it's going to be an uphill struggle for them versus the likes of Nine. Not too long until we get there. Stay tuned.
Wear your passion. Share your passion. Wherever, whenever. Gaming is a lifestyle. Get your merch at shop.eslgaming.com.
It's time for the DHL Drop. Every week, CSGO talent go head-to-head to beat the buzzer. You can join them by typing !DHL Drop in the chat. Answer the questions correctly to get added to the global leaderboard. The higher you climb, the closer to earning a prize you are.
I think my body's made of steel and flames. It feels like fire when they speak my name. I think I'm bulletproof.
Hey, yo, hey, niggas get shot every day, B. You be alright, nigga. You tough, right?
Investigators looking for the culprit with the narcotic dope-ish, making sodas for poets. He had a full white beard. People thought he was Moses. Overdosed it, murdered the whole block cause his verses was potent. At that moment, the fools was heartbroken cause he pulled out his mic and blasted speakers wide open, diagnosed it. Found out victims were still jonesing for that moolah-ish. So he dug up a bad omen, no emotions. Smudging up opponents, not knowing how them afros got puffy without Sean Coleman. Meanwhile, his stacks was growing and elbowing. Cats back in his past, he started to outgrowing police. They kept probing with campaigns and slogans, want him dead or alive. Soon enough, they was hoping at the crime scene, examining his hemoglobin, C notes embedded in his genetics. They didn't notice him. The plot thickens like gumbo soup. I'm stomping through the muddy waters in my jungle boots. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. The plot thickens like gumbo soup. I'm stomping through the muddy waters in my jungle boots. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. International act radical, not thinking rational, taming these wild animals, blowing out the flammable candle, pulled out the box, made them more incompatible, unnatural. The way he murdered it so casual, kept stabbing that ish. A witness said he was fanatical, killing the whole avenue with something intangible. Facts that weren't actual, leaked out to throw him on track. It was tactical, grabbed the apparatus, but he had to do it manual. Split the whole avenue with fresh holy mackerel, funerals at the tabernacle. It was drastical, media made it more graphical and more dramatical, like it was something that could happen to you. Street life crime became theatrical, villains became heroes, and youths got adapted to. It was a rap for you after the crack smacked at you, catching you with a felony, and enemies would clap at you. The plot thickens like gumbo soup. I'm stomping through the muddy waters in my jungle boots. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. The plot thickens like gumbo soup. I'm stomping through the muddy waters in my jungle boots. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. The plot thickens. thickens, the plot thickens, the plot thickens like gumbo soup. I'm stomping through the muddy waters in my jungle boots. The plot thickens, the plot thickens, the plot thickens, the plot thickens, the plot thickens like gumbo soup. I'm stomping through the muddy waters in my jungle boots. The plot thickens, the plot thickens, the plot thickens, the plot thickens, the plot thickens like gumbo soup. I'm stomping through the muddy waters in my jungle boots. The plot thickens, the plot thickens, the plot thickens.
And you know he be riding on the wave. I ain't got a lot to say. Mine's heavy, give me space. Pine's ready, let me blaze. Spend money, what a waste. Times money, money pays. You ain't ready for the eighth.
She ain't ready for the eighth. He be riding on the wave. I ain't got a lot to say. Mine's heavy, give me space. Pine's ready, let me blaze. Spend money, what a waste. Times money, money pays. You ain't ready for the eighth. She ain't ready for the eighth. Mad as savage in me back and I'm back in it happening, ready to blow. I remember doing deeds with Deji from the street, they left me on my own. Mom kept asking me about how I got the P, I told her leave it, mum and grow. Then they're ringing off my phone. Then they're ringing off my phone. Times change, but mine's made though. I ain't got line patience, tried then, don't like bait. Let's come close, but I swear that went ghost with a hair pack. Never boast loud, get your bird whacked in my condo where I birth tracks with a gang. Catch that for the gram, snap that for the man. These dudes do the most, no money in the hand. I ain't never had to feel away. Rhyme steady and they feel the way. Occupation make it either way. Never worry cause I can. Back chat from the whack gang. Took charge when they sack man. Passport when a milestone. Make space when the bags land. This must be a daydream. Max got me the mad plan. My team never lied on. Due a visit from the facts man. He be riding on the wave. My God, he's a viral! The best in the game!
There's Malta, there was Malta back into the game. Let's go. Straight in. We love to see it. Vandalism straight off the bat. Santares hoodlum issue. No hats, no hoodies on Vertigo. Unless they're builder hats, of course.
They probably just put that glass in there if you think about it. Construction site and all. It's a bit rude to redo that now for the next round. I'm sure it will be ready. Here comes a smoke and fast play from Eternal Fire. The nade will do huge damage across the board. B site is being isolated. It's that man Kyler, so good in the anchor positions on the last map. This time round he could be in trouble. How is he alive? He's finally dropped. And the bomb might be planted now. I don't think Nine can stop this. And Major's even on the lurk, but he goes down. Where's that bomb plant?
Quite a lot of action in that mid position. Wakadia trying to defend as best he can. He's done great work. He really has, but it's not going to be enough. Goofy and Key will finish off the job, and Nine will secure the first pistol round. That was a great effort from Wakadia with the 3K. There was still more work to be done. Not on this occasion. Nine start the CT side the correct way. We'll see if their opponents go for the force buy.
Yeah, I think they needed to get that bomb down there. They had that site for a good amount of time. Sure, there's a flank coming. I'm glad Eternal Fire at least plant the bomb, because realistically, you are in a pretty awkward position with how long it's been stalled. You're losing numbers. At some point, you've got to realize, hey, maybe a minimum of a bomb plant will at least give us options in the next round. The option they've taken is a force fight with an AK for Xantares. That's a fight at the start of the round he'd have loved to have taken, but just doesn't win it this time. Doesn't land the headshot against the M4. So it will be someone else's turn to have a go with that AK. Smoke up, making life awkward. Big nades, though. Oh, it's a molly that finishes the job as well.
Kadia trying to make a difference. He's really got to find more kills, though. You can see how desperately he's trying to get his team back into this game. Love the urgency. Only Major remains then. Carrying the bomb also, so there is a chance here. 1 minute on the clock. Kadia getting started early. New man. understands the mission, what needs to be done. He's got the urgency that's required. Great for a player of such a young age. What is he, 19, if I remember correctly? I have to check.
Pretty sure he was a teenager. That's what my brain seems to say. I think he might be 18. For Major to do.
18 indeed. It's a long minute staring at the wall, eh?
Yeah. Might be made a little shorter here. Niner pushing. And Kyler will take 5 seconds off of that minute. Banana clearly eats in between breaks. I think that was just being cleaned up there. Got to keep the energy high for this Vertigo matchup. Not been enough energy from Eternal Fire so far, though, because they have been pretty handily beaten in that round on their force spike. So 9 getting the start they would want here, and even a chance to build up some good economy. You know you're tempted. You know you want it. Neo will not get baited into a trap this time. Yeah, that's how we do.
What does that gun say? Smoke ramp? I think that M4 says smoke ramp as well, right?
Oh, it might.
Right, all for the job. I don't watch anime, but I do use the anime M4 just to trigger people.
Always good. I'm sure there's a way we can handcraft the most triggering skin loadout in Counter-Strike. Also the Org skin. Which also work. I think it's the, is it the, I can't remember what it's called.
Akihabara
or
accepts.
something, yeah.
That's quite expensive, isn't it?
Might be. It's worth
quite
it.
pricey.
Annoys me.
Let's have a look at the prices for that thing.
There's the banana. Put it down. He didn't even clean up after himself.
Wow, it's like an octopus. Right, big rounds.
Yeah, Fast Cannon walks sick. He really wants the AWP. Who can blame him after the previous map? Eternal Fire do need to get something on the board pretty soon here.
Yeah, they need some more impact. Bukady is the only person who's been fragging so far. Waiting out the util for now. Slow rounds are common for Eternal Fire. Sudden rise in urgency though. 2 for 1 is good for 9. 2 for 2 though is a different story altogether. Santares looking for a third. That's a hell of a response from him. That timing. Santares, not sure where he was shot from, it looks like. Shooting the bodies down below, creating more bodies up above. Goofy creeping, tight angle for him. Finally, he'll trade Santares. But who's behind Santares? The answer is no one. 2v1 now as Kyla could find himself in trouble. He's in a very specific position though, but as he moves back, he will expose himself to Major. There was no one covering mid. And it gets more difficult for 9.
Not easy to rotate over either. Goofy decides he wants to walk, but even then, Major will be watching the flank. He will be watching the stairs. Eternal Fire combined here, though. Very different positions. Goofy still has to hard read this angle, though, and it's a good off angle from Major. Just wide enough that he doesn't get hard cleared in the corner. So Eternal Fire finally finds some success, and okay, got a great start there for 9, but look at this, Santares adjusting well, boost forward towards Minio, who swings just a little too slow behind his teammates. And Kyler should have been aware that mid was open, but maybe he was just taking a risk there by looking towards the B stairs, and once he gets caught, the round is done and dusted. Eternal Fire finally on the board.
multiple players on this P side and can really get the game going for the squad. Arcadia certainly one of them. Score-wise, he was cold for a while in the first map, but sometimes the job is to die, to pull the crosshair away, to create a vacuum for the remainder of the P's to fill. Mid-round dance of utility. Smokes will be gone, and 9 will have to fall back. Just one smoke now for the CTs with a minute on the clock. Got a few flashes though. There's the first one. That's from the T's actually. The CTs may have thrown one as well. Either way, bomb has been dropped on the ramp now. 4 on 4. Woxic still looking for his first frag. Dantares needs a multi again. He will get riddled with bullets though. Woxic Wicadia again. On that ramp, even Kyler as the last man standing. 25 seconds. Bomb still needs to be collected. This one getting more and more urgent for Eternal Fire. They'll have to concede sound cues. Woxic quickly checks his left. 12 seconds to plant that bomb. It's so nervous. It's so brittle looking for Eternal Fire. Wicadia just makes it past, dodges the bullets, and now Woxic can't deliver those final bullets. Wicadia's in the red. He can't take a single bullet. He's so nervous about this as well. Tyler looks to his left, dropped from his right, and Newman delivers the round.
Celebrations there for Eternal Fire. That was a really hard-fought round win. Full trades on ramp. This awkward moment where Major just about gets the kill, emerging through the smoke. Minio hanging around, so gets traded out. The re-aggression was really the moment where Eternal Fire get into an advantageous position. Adia able to close off the back of the info from his teammate. Eternal Fire will be in a good position now against the low buy. This should be easy pickings. Low-hanging fruit here. Oh, hello, hang on, Goofy. Okay, has been cleared for. Always got to make sure you know where the aggression could come from. Alex, uh-oh. Kyler doesn't even take the headshot. Always lets Calix know he's there. His side does look rather open right now.
Not much to be happening here. These no USBs. Nice work by Wicadia. Get to switch positions with someone. Keep the numbers up. Challenge is becoming more difficult for 9 then on their CT side. Their economy will be coming back to them. But if they are to get dropped again, then it may be a slow half in the short term. Woxic warming up now. He's got his sniper rifle finally.
Two on him.
He's just like lagging behind the crouching.
He was actually going to let him turn around.
It's like he was on 200 ping.
Yeah. Either way, we are all tied up here. Surprised if we have the makings of another close map in this one. Wicadia thought about the full send, and his hesitation costs him 50 health because that nail lands right on him. And continue to be just that little bit annoying around the ramp, always wanting to hang on to that control if they can. Saw in earlier rounds how heavily committed to keeping that area of the map. This time though, Eternal Fire's attention is focused elsewhere. They're walking up mid. Now they'll make a bit of noise with utility. They're hoping for good timing here. Wicadia sent in on a really aggressive mission, and that molly is so well timed. Kyler has been isolated on this B site. What can he do here? They're coming in from mid. He's got Goofy alongside him. He's traded quickly. Now Goofy needs to hold on to this control or at least get some kills here. He's looking for the fight against Major, but he goes down. Eternal Fire with a great split onto that B site, just coming out through mid. Round's not over yet.
Wonderful detail. Still needs to be closed out though. 9 creeping through, no kits. They've got to find these frags quickly. Avoiding the util. Oh, look at that swing from Eternal Fire, and Zantares won't be needed as Calix picks up the last one as well. 2 in a round for him. What a great execute from Eternal Fire, taking all the angles away. You can see they've been working hard. Great detail in their plans. Limited positions 9 can move into with all those mollies everywhere. Still got to win the duels though once you get onto that bomb site. They certainly will. That was wonderful from Eternal Fire.
Definitely feels like Eternal Fire can be at their best when they have those ideas early in rounds sometimes, when they have those set plans and set executes. Yeah, the timing and spacing was really good there. Hadia sent in quite early, but he had to clear out those angles, and then Molly's in position, just cut off any chance of rotation. I think it was also a great round to have that specific round through mid called, because 9 had the aggressive player down into B stairs. So that player can't do anything to help towards mid. That's why Kyler looks so isolated. Still a really good round there for Eternal Fire. 9 will be feeling the pain of an eco round right now. They can get some investment, but far from perfect. Oh, those nades have chugged Goofy down to 18 health. Oh, Kyler's still popping off though.
Way to answer those grenades. Major protecting the weapon for now, but surely they'll go for a peek at some point. 9. Not much to lose in a round such as this. If they do manage to rescue that rifle, information will come with it. And who knows what will come the way of Eternal Fire. However, this is one way to protect the weapon, is to send it onto that B-bomb site now. Will Minio be checked for this? 5-7 could be very dangerous indeed. Eternal Fire has that attention to detail though. Hades goes off the diving board, and that leaves Key the last man standing. Is that a Nitro 5-7? Or is that another skin? I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. The Nitro, but I don't know.
Looks a bit Nitro, doesn't it? I don't know that there is a Nitro 5-7.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I wasn't sure. Shots. Hadia off to a really good start here. 10 kills now for the young gun. Great to see for Eternal Fire. This was the shot. Ooh, very nice. But, not much more where that came from on the 9 side. That round. 5 in a row then for Eternal Fire. Are they cooking here on Vertigo? Normally such a good map for 9, but kind of had no answers.
As you go back, a good start for 9. Flash will allow him to post up on the angle. We can see Woxic is creeping though. Wakadia is back trying to take away the rifle support, but Hades has delivered another one. Finally getting dropped. Baki is here to pick up the slack. 4 on 2. Great aggression for 9. Not sure how much Eternal Fire can do about this. He's able to escape as well. Looking for the swing. He a bit too hungry on this occasion. A nice situation on his 4 on 2, and Minio almost gets popped as well. There might be life to Eternal Fire yet in this round.
Tyler's position is not an easy one to clear though. Eternal Fire wants to come back. How the hell do you pre-aim this angle? The answer is you simply don't. Major walks into his doom, into his demise. Likely into a round loss for Eternal Fire. Nice little angle there from Kyler. Alex, I think, trying to give himself some space to save by clearing out some of these angles. Really gets that fight, but Kyler wins it for 9. Back on the board after losing a few in a row. Little celebration there. This angle from Hades, so strong when you don't use utility against it. Doesn't get flashed, it doesn't get forced away by a smoke. Aggression nearly costing 9 there on ramp. You can see how important that ramp control is for them. They're putting a lot of emphasis on that. It'd be costly at times if Eternal Fire can win those fights, but not this time. 9 finally get their 4th round win. Now Eternal Fire upping the pace. Hades spotted that player early. It has been denied by the Flames as well.
Big swing, spots one by the sandbags. That's going to kill some time then, unless they can find a way to deal with him. Xantares drops in the meantime. There's keep popping out. How has he managed to steal a kill there? He knew he was there. They're getting absolutely mauled. What's going on in this round?
Love to see the Minio kills. I'm pretty sure it was just that standard wallbang through the metal. And then, like you said, a bit of a steal of a kill from Key as well.
Devastating effect. Have a look at this. Bodies strewn everywhere. Money completely broken for Eternal Fire. It's been a nice run, but that is the one way to stop it dead.
Poor Calix. Previous round got no opportunities. Same in this one. Nine recovering well here. Fire's money is going to be pretty bad. Hate Calix doing some damage here if you're an Eternal Fire fan. Wouldn't want 9 to survive with 5 and build up that CT economy towards the end of this half, but looks like Calix would rather try to save. Counter-terrorists win. This makes me uncomfortable, having to look both ways, but I think he is fine. They won't push him. The rest of the team might struggle to buy on the Eternal Fire side, but let's see, this was the nade from Minio. Oh, into this wallbang. I'm pretty sure he just went back for the same for a second time round, yeah. That wallbang is, when they're moving towards the sandbags position, sandbags on the ramp, it will get them. It will really cut them down. So credit to Minio. Those his angles, and those 2 kills have big impact. Eternal Fire scrape a buy, but there are 2 Mac 10s in the mix.
Oh, perfect timing. Great angle from Hades, but Xantares, not for the first time, just gets 2 afterwards. Eternal Fire immediately back into the mix, inviting rotation. Goofy's got the sound cues. Alex delivering the 3rd. No answer from 9 yet. Very tense game of Vertigo we have. Look at the back and forth. Both teams trying to keep afloat as far as their economy is concerned, but 9 will be drowning for now, it looks like. Still a dangerous 2v4 though. Yeah, still might be work for them to do. Big headshots. Xantares dropped, no response for Eternal Fire. Calix is so close to God as well. Might want to switch weapons with Woxic here, or does he? Absolutely drilling, then taking the Mac 10 afterwards. Now he can swing, get the information, leave his team to clean up if they need to. Huge round. Xantares with 2 again.
Wants to find something here. Be aware that that player who's planted the bomb will try to reposition, but that was his opportunity. There's a player behind him. Alex, I think, took maybe a little too long to pull the trigger there, but eventually delivers the headshot and the round along with it. So good. Hades gets the first kill, but it looks like he wasn't ready for Xantares to be so quick there. And Kyler tries to come over, but it was a great transfer. It's a good shot from Calix as well. And then Minio, I think he might have just been spotted before he moved into trying to take that angle. So Eternal Fire decide to take a timeout. The lead 6-5. be a big round if they win this one. Pretty sure Nine's losing bonus is not massive. And you can already see Nine having some limitations with an MP9 in this round. So if Eternal Fire could win this, they've got a really good chance of getting a solid lead at the half and really putting Nine under pressure.
Nice lineup by Wicadia. That forces Kylar back somewhat. This looks like it might be a fast one. Look at Calix go though. He's got one behind him and never find him in time. Key on an island now as Major will trade the frags. 3-on-3 with a minute 30. Is this an Eternal Fire versus Nine game? Very prompt start all of a sudden. Nine struggle to hold on to ramp.
Surely awkward for Minio now. Solo on A. I don't know if he wants to hang around on ramp alone. It's just such a risk. They have to go back to the site. Meantime, though, if Minio could buy time, perhaps there's a flank on the cards. Goofy will start to clear out positions. Worst case, he just starts to clear out B and then can call for his teammate to rotate. That might actually be the best answer here. 2 rifles will now be positioned over on A. It's from Eternal Fire. They are coming back. That actually just leaves Goofy in a standard position with only an MP9 on B. This could get dicey here. Looks like he's going to double up with his teammate towards mid. They think that B's likely clear, but mid timing. Luckily for Goofy, he gets the info. Now Kyler can rotate.
The bomb carry he just spotted, and the MP9 is the perfect weapon for these all good engagements. Kylar picks up the second one, and that leaves Major with 11 HP. Neither team can really control this game of Vertigo for long, it seems. Major hiding in plain sight then, as there is nothing left for him to do. Back and forth continues as both teams fight for these dying rounds in the first half. 3 survive for 9 on this occasion. What an explosive start to that round as well. Have a look at this.
C9 had no idea that Calix was still here. Once he gets the kill though, Kai comes in from behind. The fights continue. And that mid round was so intriguing, but it works out nicely in the end for 9. Those A players are able to rotate back pretty quickly. And that was a big swing round. You can see what it has done to that Eternal Fire economy. What a great deal to work with. Hoping for a Xantares pop-off, most likely have a chance for them in this round.
Have a look at the angle clearance. Takes the big damage as well. Clearing out the rats. Well, there's the AK, not lost, but no one else apart from Major has Kevlar, and he will find his way to that AK-47 at 55 HP. Running away, those sound cues maybe give Wicadia a kill if he's patient, but he is making no assumptions, spots the bag of money first, and he will find himself a free kill. That's one of the things about CS2 at the moment, actually. You can't rotate an agent on inspection, and obviously there are some who have the bag on the back like that, and you need to be aware of your whole model and what might be exposed depending on which one you want to buy or use. So they need to put that inspection in CS2 because it's in CSGO, so why would it not be in CS2? I have passed my comments to the devs on that, but anyway, eco round is done. Round 14, again it is close between these two squads. Hard to predict. Swing and a miss from Hades. And he's managed to fall back in time. They're lining up for Key, but only take one ticket. Xantares has been so good at trading his teammates. And again, Wicadia will go forth and die, but create space for his team. Xantares dependable to deliver.
Minio still wants a piece of this action, but he's got to be very careful here. And he is. He takes that fight against Xantares. Looks like the CT's happy to fall back from that, but they've got to be ready because Major has taken that initiative. He realizes there may be a gap in this defense. Goofy has to be the man to try and plug that gap. He's got the first with the AK. How much more does he want to fight? Which makes things awkward. He decides to put the smoke down defensively while that bomb is moving up towards the site. That molly didn't actually land, but Goofy has still backed on up. It's patient play here from Eternal Fire. Tyler on the flank doesn't want to commit until he hears something. Now the bomb's being planted. He gets the flank timing just right. Voxic needs to deliver with the AK. It's good info. Goofy has repositioned slightly. Voxic still concerned about that angle up top. He hits the headshot. They don't swing together, and Voxic nails both of them with the AK to tie things up.
That's a monster clutch. What a sexy re-peek as well. Suggesting he's going to play the bomb. Peeks again before he can even touch it. So clean. So scrappy between these squads. Looks all but over once Calix was dropped, but look at this re-peek. Before he touches the bomb, straight in his jaw. There's the response from the squad. Confidence boost up. Confidence build up. They'll need it for a round such as this. Last round and a half, despite the win, there'll be 2 Mac 10s for Eternal Fire. A game of Vertigo versus a well-equipped 9.
Shots from Goofy. Aid will do a nice bit of damage as well. His timing though, the pace looks good, but Goofy gets his gun out in the nick of time. The spam through on point. His teammates here alongside him. Eternal Fire derailed in the last round of the half. Alex and Voxic need something special here. They are in a 2-on-5. Maybe this is the one window. A is at least somewhat vulnerable. It's just going to take them so long to try and walk up. It's so hard for them to do anything here.
Doesn't matter about the bomb plant now. 5 on 2. Well, no kit, so it matters to some degree, but surely they've got the numbers to secure the bag. Just the one flash, though. And he's found a great angle onto Calix, which makes things oh so more oppressive. 8 rounds at half-time for 9. Another close game. Another one unclear as to who has the real advantage.
Look in my eyes, you seeing victory. We ain't taking L's, death to our enemies. You see the drip on me, you cannot get with me, you cannot stop me. Sit back and watch me straight to the top. When we drop, you better join us. Boy, we hot, money in the bank, yo, we ain't playing. You should've listened when we said we staying. We ain't going nowhere, we ain't got no fear. Sit back and take notes, cause homie, we get hit. Let's get ready for the rumble. All y'all welcome to the jungle. Hold up, y'all really trying to come at me? Bring it on. Enemies all around, ready for war now. Standing on this ground, and we will I will be standing cause I am the king, I am the lion. This is my jungle, like a gorilla, ready to rumble. All out till we take the crown, we ain't giving up, we ain't backing down. We the new money, about to rise up, time to move over cause your time's up. Way too hungry, never be denied, pain in my eyes, aiming for the skies. Better sit down, better be humble, hope you ready into the jungle. It's all around, ready for war now, standing on this ground, and we will not give up the crown. Fight until the end, we stay until we win. Y'all better bring it on, cause this is our battle.
Just the one round between the squads at half-time. It was unclear as to who was in charge, who had the real advantage, who was likely to win in the first map, and it feels true of the second as well. But now the sides change, maybe it will become telling once the bye rounds begin. But first comes the pistol. Are you leaning towards either of these teams on Vertigo, Hawker?
Normally I'd try and say either way, but honestly, I'm just going to say no. I don't know. I do not know which way this one's going. I think it might just come down to a few individual moments, like that last map. Very much see this coming down to who can deliver in those intense key swing rounds. Let's see, though. Can someone take over? Someone stamp their authority on this map? We're about to find out with the pistol. A comfortable fight there for either man. Goofy does a bit of damage, while Xantara is just playing for info. It's actually the exact same CT pistol round that Eternal Fire played yesterday. Xantares playing for info, they stack towards B, and now that Xantares hears them, he will call for a rotation. Missing back towards this scaffold side. Could be annoying for 9 to deal with.
How many are still here, though? They showed some sounds and for the most part fell back. Kyla's taken the B bomb site. It has been an over-rotation from Eternal Fire, although in fairness, 9 are pushing both bomb sites at the same time and continue to deliver. Calix just peeking slowly but surely, somehow getting a kill there. He's got a kill as well, so that's an important one. Only 2 remaining for Eternal Fire, and now it is just one. Calix versus the world. May not last long at this rate. Doesn't seem like he will. Goofy charging through a 3K in that pistol round. A promising start for 9.
And now both pistols, 1 by 9, on their map pick. They're going to have no excuses if they can't close this map. They've had a good opportunity with good starts to both halves. That is, of course, assuming they can close this follow-up round, where we will see a force buy out from Eternal Fire. Let's not count the chickens before they hatch. Don't worry about that bomb getting thrown off the map. It teleports back. Counter-Strike is not real life. Don't ask why it happens. It just does. Pretty dumb if you could just throw the bomb out the map, wouldn't it? Smokes are exchanged early. Utility on mid for 9 as well. Sick might not want to fight this long range with the 5-7. And a little tentative on their ramp approach. They know they've got to be careful with these close range angles, especially when you're up against MP9s.
Not being static, constantly moving, constantly showing some shoulder. Bucadia often makes the difference. Don't want to be granite on these CT positions. Starting to wonder now. Great timing from Eternal Fire. Have a look at these frags. Wonderful stuff. They couldn't ask for a better situation. Minho down to 42 HP. So much to do. Desert Eagle to the chest will be enough. That's a big round for Eternal Fire. A very big round. 4 players surviving as well. Wonderful timing. Antares finds a second with the MP9. Wakadia delivering as well. And again, I said at the beginning of this series, my measure or my focus would be on Wakadia. Young gent joining the ranks on Eternal Fire, and he is delivering time and again.
Yeah, what more could you ask for there on the Eternal Fire side? The timing, absolute perfection. They push as Nine are moving up ramp, and it just throws the round into disarray. I'm sure there was chaos on the comms for Nine. Now Eternal Fire want this round to be much more standard, much more clean. They have the advantage in terms of weaponry. Happy with that start from Major. The flash on point as well. Major takes a second with that MP9. He'll repop that smoke and be happy with the advantage he's given his team. Nine were trying to find a timing gap there, but Calyx holding for it. So any threat that Nine had with this force buy has quickly been removed. No, man, Eternal Fire might just have the edge in some of these key rounds, in some of these tight moments. They do have a good chance here to steal away Nine's map pick.
Yeah, as you mentioned that, I am thinking back to that run through mid we saw with the Molotovs on their T side, and to show like how much depth do they have. They're absolutely prepared for this game of Vertigo, even versus the likes of Nine. Eternal Fire, I think it shows that they have been working hard, and maybe they've got some strats that they're willing to use. I feel like that Molotov strat was maybe a special one. Kind of thing you try and hold back unless you really need to use it. Certainly one of those games. Grenades going down the ramp. Oh, Xantares is going to have some work to do then. And work he will certainly do. A fast eco round is a good eco round. On to the next one. 10-9 for Eternal Fire. Will their momentum be stopped though?
They're going to need to stop it. Really good decision as well not to throw that nade. Quick switch over. Sometimes players might not have that composure, but Xantares, aware of the required task that he had to accomplish. Now, great money here for Eternal Fire, but still decided to stick with 2 SMGs. So somewhat of a bonus round here. They do have that AWP out for Woxic. Quieter on this map, but now that he's on CT's side, maybe we'll see more from him. Ramp fights were so key in the first half. Speaking of, Key is the man leading the way for Nine up ramp. A full commitment yet, though. In fact, he's trying to sell a fake. The rest of the holes are playing towards B.
Dicey for Calyx. Oh, opportunity knocked, but the flashbang knocked harder. 5-on-3, Nine fighting back. I love how close this game is. Surely Eternal Fire don't go for this one. Nothing left to chase. Yes, they've got money in the hole, but there's no need to throw the good money after the bad, especially on the CT side. Even the flames are more expensive. 10-10 then. Everybody's turned up to this one though. Woxic was quiet on the T side, but now he's got the AWP on the CT side. Maybe things will be different. Just 6 kills for him so far. Everybody else is in the double figures apart from Hades. So he was a bit lacking with that sniper rifle. But again, it has been a scrappy game. Lots of money being spent for both sides. That was true of the first half. It seems true of the second. Eternal Fire winning their pick of Anubis and threatening to win Vertigo as well.
I think it's a really good sign for Nine that Key is playing well here. He is someone who is normally their best fragger in the online games. Sometimes has struggled when he's come to the big lands. He's been putting up the numbers so far in this series. Now we'll get to see the ramp take proper from 9. Last round, they faked it out. This time, it looks like they will get that map control they were looking for. But they've got to be careful, and they are. They're ready for the aggression of Wakadia. It's completely alone there. No one to assist him. So a convincing man advantage for 9.
Good map control with time on the clock. Turn of Fire have got grenades though. They've got HEs, as you can see. They have incendiaries as well. They're not biting too hard on this control that 9 have taken. Woxic simply waiting, holding on to their HEs as well as their incendiaries. And here comes that second pop from 9. Getting really softened up by the meat mallets in the hands of Eternal Fire. And again, it's that smoke execute. But hold on a second, what an angle from Woxic. Now the smokes are gone, that bomb still needs to get planted, a flick. And 9 have massive problems. Antares cleaning up. That leaves Kylar coming in from the back with too much to do and not enough time. Smoke execute on the A bomb side, the old usual. But you need more when Woxic's on the server. Talk about impact frags. 8 kills, but how important was that one?
Now he said he might step up now that he's onto the CT side, but really impressive the way he did it in that round. Couple of AK save for Eternal Fire. They will be loving that. So good for 9. You think they're in good position, but Woxic delivers a deadly shot. And Zantares comes in with this AK. Great adjustment off the back of the flash from Major. Those 3 work together wonderfully to win the round. And 9 have some talking to do.
That's a close loss. That's a rough loss. Can't afford too many more of those. Two AK-47s on the CT side. 1 in the hands of Zantares. Doesn't bode well for his opponents. Exchange of grenades in spawn, and final will continue on. Eternal Fire proving to be a formidable opponent for them. He won't even break ground, Goofy. Off the side of the building he goes. Major utterly ready for that run boost. Another plan down the toilet for 9.
How many plans can go down the toilet before they really start to struggle here? Hope they've got a backup plan ready in this one. Many nades left for 9 either. Don't have those 2 smokes, which you would want if approaching that A bomb site to be able to try and force that bomb plant. Can go for a deeper smoke towards connector and just try and fully take the site. That is oftentimes much more difficult to do, especially with Eternal Fire still having counter utility and boost options. Is this being watched for? It's not. It's 1. It's 2 for Zantares before he's finally spammed back.
Nice trade from Kylar, but what is left of this round? 9 are being dismantled like pieces of Lego. Kylar getting riddled with bullets through the wall. Eternal Fire are just getting all the big moments in these recent rounds. Really savage for 9. Kylar's got to scurry away to save. I wouldn't do too much hunting if I was Eternal Fire here. You know, Kylar does have the bomb. As long as he's not planting, though. Just focus on that economy for the rounds to come. 12-10 for Eternal Fire. They are shutting down 9's intentions round by round. He was so ready for that. Seems that Eternal Fire have got the 9 strap book on their tables as well.
Yeah, it's kind of like pretty rare that you actually see that run boost pulled out nowadays. I think because teams are quite ready for it. But it's impressive that Eternal Fire were watching for it so early. Now, normally you might expect that to happen once and a half, so good attention to detail, always important. I'm desperately looking for a way in here. Lost 5 out of the last 6 rounds. What can 9 do to try and change that? They've got pistols in this round, but they've got no ramp control. So committing to a B play would feel awful right now. You would feel like you're just running into a stack. Eternal Fire going to be so ready for you. I think 9 are going to have to run down the clock at least slightly. Take back that ramp control and then work from there.
Swing in mid, all 5 still alive. These pistols are dangerous. Woxic's been consistent today. Dropping Goofy. 33 seconds, 1 smoke, 1 molly for 9. They've got 25 seconds to plant the bomb or die, one or the other. Maybe both. Probably both. Especially with the positions that they have gleaned at this moment. Kylar over the smoke, he has been spotted. No bomb plant then, 10 seconds. Minio to maybe try and commit to this. Nothing doing, no frags, no bomb plant. Great round for Eternal Fire. They'll be on the buy once again though. 9 taking a timeout to consider their options. Eternal Fire are creeping towards a 2-0. 9 have been faced with a great challenge by Eternal Fire in a number of rounds. Even that run boost, they were waiting for it. They weren't ready for it, they were waiting for it. And they delivered Eternal Fire.
Yeah, well handled by Eternal Fire in that round as well. Getting that early ramp control, falling back, having the riflers rotate over, and knowing that bomb plant certainly helped. I think I might have been slightly concerned about those wall bangs again. It looked like they may have slightly switched up the plant position. And Antares was just able to spam through the smoke and get a kill without a wall bang there to the bomb planter. Even this buy from 9 has some weaknesses, but good utility at least, even if some of the weapons are missing. Oh, and Woxic gets the initial opener. 9 struggling on this T side as Woxic goes back for a second. They're not even getting to run their strats right now. They're just losing players too early in these rounds.
Eternal Fire still 500 HP at this point. Make it 400. Kylar forcing 9 back into this one if he can, but Zantares is here to trade. A great equalizer for Eternal Fire. And often more than equal. 4-on-2 as Minio tries to find some fights. Goofy's the one with the bomb. No, but Minio, what is happening?
Oh, and Goofy gets one as well. How has this turned? Does it turn? Because Woxic's still here. And Goofy hasn't committed to the bomb plant yet, but he goes for it behind double stack. Did he hear any of this? Woxic has gone for the full-on reposition to mid. Goofy is still looking back to B stairs. Woxic might have played a massive mind game here. This looks so good for him. Reposition from Goofy though, does he get to cover? He's been spotted and now that molly can go down. It can force Goofy into the open, but he wins the fight! And 9 rob around on the B-bomb site.
How on earth has that just happened? That's crazy, but it's about damn time for 9. And they turn things back into their favor. We've seen so many rounds go Eternal Fire's way, but Minio with 2, they line up for him. One after the other. Even with that rotation, Woxic half a second too late. Not winning the duel in the headshot position. And 9 are right back into this. But there's money for Eternal Fire. For now. This timing, though, from D will catch Zantares off guard, jumping towards default. 4 on 4. Getting more exciting then. Acadia delivering on 9. Hades is dropped, and then there were 3.
Good response from Eternal Fire after they would have been shocked with Key's possession. Quickly react with a flash in for Wicadia. Gives them the man advantage. I want to do now that they're a man down. Utility is still a little awkward. They're using some of these nades towards B. Alex's position in behind. 9 gets stalled here. They could be screwed.
Woxic might be the perfect distraction. Kylar stops dead in the middle of his crosshair, and the rest is easy for Calix. Pedestrian frag secures the bomb. Just back down to the bottom of the well for 9. Eternal Fire will move to 14. Maybe they should be on 15 despite the, if it were not for the great efforts of 9. But it's only going to get more difficult. Look at the money before the time runs out. It is rough for 9 right now.
One AK saved. The rest of the squad with pretty bad bank balances. They could get an AK as well. And the follow-up would be a little better on this opening kill, but no one else from 9 ready to move with that player who's beat the rest of the pack. And that mid-round move from Calix helping tremendously. The lack of utility again costing 9 when it gets to the late round. Struggled with that a few times. And there is a bit of an investment. Get another AK out into this round. Quite the full buy across the board, but it's not looking good for 9. They need a miracle right now.
Arcadia's in a very strong position. Oh, had a chance for 2. Didn't realize Kyla was in the corner. Now things become very awkward for Eternal Fire. Only 3 remaining. 2 rifles on 9. Only one of these 3 plays of Kevlar, but maybe 1 will be enough. Zantares continuation bursts. Catch Kylar re-peeking. Orpin and AK remain though. Hades only has 8 kills so far. This would be a great time to get a little warmer. The odd one out in this game. No utility to plant this bomb. They've got to find a kill. If they go deep enough, maybe they'll catch Eternal Fire off guard. The ruinous timing of that incendiary though. Alex playing B from CT spawn. His rotation will be a quick one. The grenades continue. If no Kevlar, that'll be quite painful. And this might be even more so. Looking for the combo is Zantares, but Major will pick up the second. Great work from Eternal Fire. They're in a very strong position indeed.
Strong step up from Zantares. Solo mid at the start of the round. He took 2 initially. This play from Wicadia, big risk, nearly cost them. And Zantares gets that gap under the smoke that's so powerful. Even though he goes down, he lobbed that nade to the site that denied the bomb plant. As he goes down to that player, his teammates can easily swing in to the open and catch that man who had no cover. 4 series points for Eternal Fire. 9 looking shell-shocked right now on the T side of their pick. They've only got 3 T rounds total. One of those was the pistol round. That ramp control has been a real issue for them in a lot of rounds. They've lost fights early. They've been put on the back foot. Eternal Fire just need 1 more to send 9 down to that lower bracket.
good day for Xantares, eh? 23 frags. Everybody's turned up for Eternal Fire in this one. Woxic was the star in the first game. Again, the team effort, but you do love to see a Xantares frag, don't you? Not the best buy for 9. Great grenades again. Just the spatial awareness and the focus. The sharpness from Eternal Fire has been great. Major gets his bell rung. He'll disengage for now. Leave Calix in position. Minute on the clock. 2 flashes, 1 HE, 1 smoke for 9. Hopes and prayers as well. Calix has got such a good angle, but Hades just about gets there first. 14 HP for him, and Major's also lost. 3 on 4 then. Woxic won't have the angle towards the left, but there's no swing just yet. Falling back to safety as Xantares dispatches of Hades again. 3 on 3 then. Eternal Fire playing for the series. 9 playing for their lives. Superior utility, but more frags for 9. 3v2. Xantares looking for more. Does he see the shadow? That's a massive headshot, and that's the series. Xantares all over the B bomb site. A 4K will take the series from 9.
Big quad kill from Xantares and a 2-0 for Eternal Fire. They take it over 9. They take them down on Vertigo as well. And they were made to work for their map pick. It was taken to overtime, but here on 9's choice, they take it convincingly in regulation, and that CT side was a thing of beauty. They barely let 9 in that second half. It's a big win for Eternal Fire, bouncing back after that opening loss.
Hell of a challenge that Eternal Fire put up, and that's the kind of Eternal Fire you want to see. I feel like series they have at present, you ask a lot of questions about them. What their peak can be, how good they can be, how consistent they can be, and we had a reasonable effort yesterday, but that was a great one. Versus a serious test in 9, on Vertigo especially. Eternal Fire came into that one clearly prepared. They thwarted so many plays, so many strats that 9 pulled out again. They were so ready for that run boost as well. That was amazing. Didn't even break ground around the corner. Just got taken out like a bird in the sky by a shotgun. It was wonderful.
Yeah, really good preparation, I think you can see from Eternal Fire. I think that CT side was just great from them. A lot of rounds where they would get either just so many early kills on their CT side, or they would get control towards ramp, put them in a good position where you could tell that 9 were feeling pretty uncomfortable. And for 9, a little disappointing for them, I'm sure, on this map. Normally such a strength for them. I think a couple of their players showed up today, but couple of them maybe a little too quiet, and all in all, Eternal Fire just had their edge in a lot of those tight rounds and a lot of key scenarios. Saw their individuals stepping up. Woxic had an incredible first map. Xantares is the man this time to deliver a really big game for the team, and it seemed like that might have been the slight difference that took Eternal Fire over the edge here.
Yeah, I really enjoyed watching Eternal Fire in this series. This is what we've been looking for quite a long time from this squad, and maybe they finally got the right ingredients. Again, we mentioned Wakadia at the beginning of this series and how he would do today. I mean, that was part of the focus yesterday as well, but versus a different team, versus a team that's maybe more solid on the day. He definitely passed the test. Great urgency from the player, and sometimes you got to just run in there and die and allow Xantares to clean up afterwards and give him the space to find a 2K, as Xantares often did. But he got some important frags as well, Wakadia. What a great way to finish off the series. Look how calm he is also. Just finishing off those final frags, Xantares. You want to see him playing like that again. He's a big name in Counter-Strike, and we want our big names to be around doing big things, so it's great to see Xantares finish off the series like that. Again, everybody turned up on that map as well. Woxic had a massive score on Anubis, but we got to see a lot of those Xantares frags, which was great. But also the attention to detail, the warbang we saw towards the ramp, getting the 2K earlier on as well from the different players were also good. Our interview is ready. We have Major on the line from Eternal Fire. You guys have had a busy 2 days. Hello. So let's go back to yesterday for a moment. that series was very back and forth. It was very difficult for us to see who was more likely to take some of the maps we saw. I think that you guys were very capable of winning that series, especially on the first map. How did it feel for you? Were you guys disappointed? Obviously, you're going to be disappointed if you lose, but you must have felt like you could have really won that match yesterday.
Yeah, against Cloud9, right? Like against Cloud9, to be honest, we played them against them 2 days ago. Also, it was 2v3 in 3 days against them. Another competition, we play Cloud9. I think the main problem against Cloud9 is we play 10 pistol in 2 matches, and we just win 1 pistol. Like we lose 9 pistol against them. And yesterday we win only 1 and they win 5 pistol. I think we just didn't start well the games, and we always had to come back against them. And they are good teams. Like come back against them is difficult. We starting slow. I think the main problem was starting well the game. To be honest, against Cloud9, and little mistakes cost us the game.
So we saw your conversations with Moses before the broadcast went live today, and you guys were talking about how about the Turkish scene at the moment, and lots of players have gone over to Valorant. Personally, I think they'll come back because I don't think Valorant's got the layers like Counter-Strike does, but that's clearly been a problem for you guys with the recycling of the same names to try and find the right fit. But now you've got Wakadia in the mix, and between yesterday and today, I think he's done a great job. I think, be it finding the entries or going in, making space for Xantares to clean up afterwards, whether Wakadia gets the frag or whether he dies and makes the space. He seems to be fitting in well with the team so far, and especially considering what he's having to do at such a young age. How do you guys feel about what he's done so far?
Yeah, I'm proud of him. Like you said, it's the first big LAN, bro. Like it's really his first big LAN, his first tournament. So I'm proud of him because he's my playmaker. He, like you said, you need to create space for us. I think he's doing well for the first big event against such teams. I believe him, and I'm today, I'm proud of him today also about his performance, and I hope he's gonna show better. I think he's really way better than what you see, guys. Actually, on practice he's way better, but he needs to do what he did on practice on the official match with this stressful environment. But like I said, I believe him.
I want to ask about the Anubis map, because it felt like it was getting really chaotic towards the end there. I don't know, what's that like from your perspective when the game, there's loads of weird rounds going down, it's really intense. How does that feel with you and your team?
Yeah, it's good feeling to win the overtime like this, but sometimes we have difficult to finish matches. I'm very proud of my team that we finish Anubis, we win on overtime, because usually we are the team losing these kind of moments. But today I'm proud of them, and we feel great.
Awesome. I also wanted to ask, obviously a close win here on both maps, but do you think there's one thing that you had that really made you get the win over 9 here, or was it just playing good across the team?
To be honest, I don't know. I think 9 played well. I don't know if we played well. I think they played good Counter-Strike, to be honest, but I analyzed them yesterday night. I spent a lot of time yesterday to watch the demo. I knew that it will be Vertigo Anubis. On Vertigo, I knew most of it what they will do. So I think for this match, the analysis was really good for us, also in Anubis. But Anubis, sometimes I didn't expect some things they did. But in Vertigo, I really read them, for my point of view. But winning against them, they are shaky at this moment. They are like us. We are in the same weather, I think. So I wish them good luck for the next matches, and let's see.
All right, well, we wish you good luck for your next matches as well. We'll let you join the team. Thank you for the interview, and congratulations on a great win and some awesome highlights today for us as well.
Thank you very much. See you guys. Take care.
Cheers. Well, again, he mentioned it himself, Eternal Fire are a sometimes up, sometimes down team, but I would love to see them on a consistent upwards trajectory, no matter what the speed is. You know, just like slow progression is progression, and that's good progression. So I think everybody wants to see an Eternal Fire rise and be in the mix, and maybe the fresh blood is the right ingredient for them. Hopefully that's the case. Anyway, yeah, they're a team with some great names, and I think they need to fly the flag for their country and bring all those cheating plebs back from Valorant. Let's have a look at the bracket and see how things are looking now that that match has concluded. Cloud9 Eternal Fire was a hell of an interesting game. If you didn't see it, it was quite a back and forth. Cloud9 getting dropped into the mid bracket by Complexity. That's how the upper bracket is looking. VP and G2 currently 1-1. Heading over to the mid bracket, we see Eternal Fire take a step forward. Who they'll be playing, we'll find out by the time the A stream is finished. Liquid dropping Lin Vision earlier on will put them in a matchup versus Cloud9. And in the lower bracket, Lin Vision find their foe in 9. So that brings our broadcast to a close for today. Just the one match, but as we have seen, Counter-Strike is continuing on the A stream. So go and tune in and watch the conclusion of the A stream matches. We'll see you next week, but there's plenty of CS to come on the stream A. So watch that. We'll see ya in a few days. Laters!
It's time for the DHL Drop. Every week, CSGO talent go head-to-head to beat the buzzer. You can join them by typing !DHL Drop in the chat. Answer the questions correctly to get added to the global leaderboard. The higher you climb, the closer to earning a prize you are.
Never stop, what's building up inside of me.
Dopeness. Dopeness. Fire! My name sound like nails on a chalkboard. Hit you harder than the darts on a dartboard. Damn it, man, I'm creepy like Candyman in a pair of hammer pants with a hammer in his hand. Say what you want, say what you wish, but say my name and it sound like you breaking a dish. Say my name in a whisper like you making a wish. You said my name in the crowd like you afraid I exist. Say my name and it feel like you peeling off a scab that ain't really even healed yet. I don't even fear threats. I don't really feel what they feel when they fear shit. I feel like the pain at a funeral when tears strip. I don't even dodge shots. I dodge bullets like a child playing hopscotch. I dodge bullets like a breakdancer pop locks. I treat your bullets like it's b-ball and block shots.
My tongue is made of razor blades. I think my body's made of steel and flames. It feels like fire when they speak my name. I think I'm bulletproof.
Coming from the Thunderdome like Mad Max. In a black hat, carrying a black cat. They swear they bullets pow, but I feel like they go pat pat. We running the same race, but I bet I lap cats. I'm a lab rat, you a lap cat. I'm a rap cat, a